Hi there and welcome back to Japan. And I guess the question now is, will Lejean be the first person to join this live chat? He always is. Or will it be someone else? Moreover, I just, because Lejean's in that whole Australia, New Zealand area, which wasn't able to view the Baby Metal top 10 that I just posted. So as a result, I sent him a copy of the actual original video. So he's probably still watching it, which is probably why he's not going to be the first person on here. But so far, no one's on here. It's just me. I have really bad internet today, so apologies if this cuts out early. It's saying in and out and in and out, and it's been awful. Oh, no one's here at the moment because I just have a beer by myself. Wow, a whole 40 seconds. Is everyone watching the top 10? Am I actually not live at all? Is the internet that bad that it's telling me it's live and it's not? Well, I'm kind of all alone here. This is unusual. It's been a whole minute. Where's Lejean? Lejean? Well, anyway, yes, basically, I'm just trying to gauge, first of all, what did everyone think of the top 10 to 6 that was posted today, and what other wonderful things we can discuss. There's so many things to discuss, but hopefully there'll be someone in this chat soon. The fact it's saying 0 does make me think rather significantly that I'm not actually connected to the internet, which has been the case a few times recently. Oh, we have someone! It'd be really shocking if it's someone who's not normally like a regular here. They've just tuned in and suddenly there's just me going, oh, we have someone. It's enough to freak anyone out, really, isn't it? But hi, hello everyone. I'm guessing Lejean is not there. I'd have had a message by now saying that Lejean is here. So the top 10, numbers 10 to 6 posted today. I was pretty confident with them. I drew up a whole list, which I'm not going to show you because it'll accidentally show you the top 5. But I drew up a whole list of the songs that I wanted to put into the top 10, went through them, this very sort of analytical approach, tried to sort of show a lot of favor towards what I emotionally preferred, what just appealed to me, as well as what was, the best music on paper, in my opinion. This is a similar approach to what I'm going to be doing with BABYMETAL. When that one comes around, it's going to be a little while yet, because I've still got to get through all the albums. Oh, we have 3 people now. Yay, people are coming in. Yay. That whole first minute was terrifying. Just to reiterate, my internet's really bad today. So if I cut out, I apologize. Since the first live stream, I'm really like years out of date. I've only had one internet failure during a live stream, which was the very first one. So anyway, yeah, I was really happy with the list. I'm really happy with the top 5 as well, which I am not. However much pressure you're going to give me, I am not going to give away anything about what is in the top 5, but I do think there's going to be some things that everyone's going to be like, why didn't he mention that song? And there's also going to be some songs that maybe are surprising. I noticed that a lot of people were quite surprised that I included in 10 to 6. By the way, if you haven't watched that video yet, just to reiterate, go and watch that now because I'm about to start giving away stuff about what's in the list. But yeah, I was quite surprised that a lot of people were surprised by Gimme Chocolate being in there. But to be honest, that song is so catchy. That song is so catchy. Had to appear. It kind of had to appear. It was one of those songs where, you just think it's like a ridiculous earworm. Anyway, one thing I want to add is, yes, I am online a little bit earlier than expected originally. And the reason for that is basically because, yeah, I'm exhausted from working so hard on videos today. And I just wanted to get, because it's 11 o'clock at night here. So I thought I'd get online, chat with you guys before I move on to doing something else, but which is probably going to be sleep if I'm 100% honest. But yeah, no, it was something I was quite happy with the list, and so now, like I said, I'm going to be focusing on BABYMETAL. Next thing that's coming up is obviously we're going to be listening to every single BABYMETAL song ever, which is, yeah, get in there. I've already listened to quite a lot of them, but it's going to be every single BABYMETAL song ever. All of them. So many. I keep on. Oh, that's the wrong band. I keep on showing this to you guys. But yeah, the first ones we're going to be covering, I'm going to be covering the BABYMETAL EP first of all. I'm really excited about that, so I have to get straight into that. But then next, after that, I will be addressing Made in Japan, which is very difficult to actually see the title of. But that one will be the next one I'll be addressing. Then it's between, well, Brand New Made, New Beginning, but by then I'll also have a copy of, what's it called? The one that everyone really likes. It's Just Bring It, isn't it? Yeah, Just Bring It. So I'll be doing Just Bring It as well. So yeah, anyway, I'm online a little bit earlier than expected today. Just randomly grabbed the Silent Siren CD by mistake, but it's still here. Yay. Looking forward to posting the conclusion to that review as well. So I've got a lot of track-by-track reviews coming as well. But like I say, we're up to date, 100% up to date on Baby Metal. And we're also going back to a bit more Sakura Gakuin. Obviously, we covered some Sakura Gakuin before, but there's a lot of people who want us to listen to more. And I don't blame you guys, actually. In the context of being the forebearer of Baby Metal, they're a really interesting group to listen to. But also, they're really interesting to listen to as well, because I've got to admit, I don't dive too much into idol music because a lot of the time it is kind of formulaic. But, you know, they have got some songs that are really interesting and some songs that, you know, surprised me, if I'm honest with you. So I'm looking forward to hearing more, because it's always that sort of fine line between, okay, is it just going to be a good idol song, or is it going to be something more than that? So yeah, the Baby Metal thing is not over. The new album will come out and we'll jump on that, but in the meantime I really want to get into some of that Sakura Gakuin that we were talking about, and plus I've been sent some really interesting links to other videos related to Sue Metal, especially, and like audition tapes and all kinds of things that we've been hearing about. Loads of new people coming in now, so I'll just quickly point out, apologies, I am starting this live stream earlier than I said, but I am just, frankly, I'm knackered, I'm exhausted. It's been a long, well, it's not that bad, but it's been a long day, and I thought, okay, time to chill out and talk to everyone about what's been going on. Hello, I think you spell it right. Baron of Bontempi. I thought that was a you spelling body. Baron of Bontempi. Bontempi for life. Yeah. Apologies. I did seriously think about moving. It's, by the way, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I thought about moving the Bontempi intro into some other things, but I thought, no, consistency is important, and I know that you'll get your Bontempi every Wednesday and it will make you tune in. So I thought, keep the Bontempi on the Wednesdays. So that's what I'm doing. But as you can see, that's what Japanese beer does. It's nice and frothy at the top. It's kind of like a cross between beer and ice cream. I thought that I would come online and have a little word with everyone, see what everyone's thinking. Boo! Look, it's my Bontempi. Yeah, I know what you mean. The only problem is that for the whole sound of that, the World Tour Wednesdays intro, the World Tour Wednesdays intro just kind of, it doesn't sound very Japanese. And like, as the channel focus is usually Japanese songs, that's why I go for like the koto instrumental intro most of the time. And in the World Tour Wednesdays, it's just got like little bits of other instruments. By the way, I have no idea why I've got headphones in right now. There's nothing to listen to. Oh, that's better. That's nice. My ears are freed. I've had headphones in all day, editing and listening. But as I was saying, you've got some great track by track coming up of Bandmate, and we will be starting the two albums that we're starting with. I'm going to go back and grab them again because I was showing them, but there was virtually no one here a minute ago. So the first, because we've already done World Domination. The next album we're going to be jumping in with will be Band Michael. I'm just really excited to listen to this one. Really excited to get my ears into that one. And then kind of shortly after that, almost right on the tails of that, we'll be listening to Made in Japan. Are you seeing that back to front? My screen's showing it back to front. Damn you, camera. Anyway, like I say as well, my internet has been very, very bad today. So if I'm cutting out on things, please tell me. So when you're getting the instrumental version of your Bandmate Baby Metal mashup song, yeah, actually that's very close to being done. It's just because I've been so snowed under with doing the Baby Metal top 10. But don't worry, there's absolutely no doubt that is coming. So what I'm going to be doing with that is I've done, basically I cut the vocal out to do an instrumental version, but I should point out that when I did that, I have to remaster it because the mastering that I did on the original one is mastered for a vocal track. So mastering it as an instrumental is a little bit different. Have to up certain frequencies that were dulled a little bit in the first one. So that will be coming. Don't worry about that. We'll be getting that. The rap-free remix will be coming with you soon. Bandmade Perfume. So when are we getting the instrumental version of Bandmade Baby Metal mashup song? Yeah. I think we are talking about the same one, Riff Raff. Are we talking about the same one? The one which was Baby Metal, Bandmade, Eminem, Perfume. That one. If it's that one, that's the one that I'm stripping down to well, I've kind of stripped it down to instrumental, but I just need to remaster it. The much maligned Made in Japan. Yes, CMC. I'm going to dive into that. Plus, I'm so happy that Haro actually gave me the reprint. So track 8 and 9, the bonus tracks, he's told me that they actually were songs, sorry about my dirty nails, these two songs were released prior to Made in Japan. So as a result, they actually predate the first album. So I'm actually going to I'm thinking of listening to those two first to get a bit of chronological order into it. So listening to tracks, then listening to the album. That's kind of what I was considering doing there. Because as this is the very first album, for the best of my knowledge, I really wanted to mainly listen to that is to get some context for, bandmates, where they came from. I know so much about the story about where they came from, but actually sort of getting a real feel for musically how that came across is something I'm really excited to do. So yeah, I'm looking, maybe with Made in Japan, I'll listen to the 2 bonus tracks, which I believe predate the album. I'll probably listen to them first, then listen to the album afterwards. As they're still in bubble wrap. It's amazing. That's the kind of care I put into things. But yeah, and for Riff Raff, like I say, you said yes, so that's the one. Yeah, that one is coming. You'll be getting an instrumental version of that remix. I kind of not surprised that got requested actually, but I think you guys will see how much detail actually went into the backing of that as well. So anyway, so I'm interested. Have we got anyone in here who is? I know we've got some bandmates who are going to be coming up with some interesting ideas about when I do the bandmate top list. Have we got any opinions on the baby metal list? Because like I said, I'm very happy with that, and I'm really excited about the top 5 I picked. I'm really happy about the top 5 I picked. So, hi Haro. I've just been showing off your CDs again. What I do. But yeah. If anyone's got any opinions on that top 10 list that I just dropped, then feel free to let me know. There's been some great comments on that. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. And definitely, like I say, I came down the list, because like I said, I had a scoring system. And the further I came down the list, the more everything kind of crunched together and it became hard to pick options. But the top 5, I think the top 5 are a really clear list. I think they're a really good list, and I'm really happy with the top 5 video that's coming next Saturday. So I'm really interested to see what you guys think of that. Hey, a long time watcher, first time commenter. Thank you so much. I like it when people say that. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce your name, but considering that X is usually a Z, I'm thinking like Xerox. I'm going for Zinth. If Zinth is right, then I'm happy. It's not an easy list to make. Okamino, yeah, no, it's not. Like I say, I've been listening to so long for those songs round and around, because the time since my last Baby Metal reaction and dropping this list, you guys might have noticed, it was a few weeks, because I was really sitting and listening to a lot, and eventually I went back to a scoring system that I used when I was working doing like magazine reviews, and I went back with that up and I drew a really detailed version just to try and extract all of the knowledge that I could, all the things that I thought were good about the songs technically and also to my own opinion, to try and make an actual scoring system. And like I say, like of the less than 30 songs, 7 of them scored 9 points exactly. So it was very difficult around the mid-range, but the top 10 I'm quite happy with. The top 5 I'm very happy with, but I do think it's going to be quite divisive. I think there's going to be some interesting responses to that. Harold, yeah, you commented on the Baby Metal video. Yeah, thank you very much for that. It was an interesting one. Like I said, the positioning of IDZ was a difficult one for me. I wasn't sure to put it above or below Karate, but I did kind of think just because it was a bit more brave, I popped that a little bit higher up there. CMC, funny how some bands embrace the internet. Ninganisu had a live stream of their concert yesterday, and it's on the YouTube channel. Wish more in Japan. Yeah, I noticed that Ninganisu, I don't know how they felt before their sudden blowing up on the internet, but they've embraced it 100%. I noticed that they did that wise thing of doing a thank you video where they thanked people for watching their videos. just they were straight on engaging with their fans, and they did it in English, which was interesting. But yeah, I also noticed the live stream. I got a notification for that as well. Got it. Thank you, Zimph. Zimph is what I'm going to call you. Konnichiwa, me. So I pronounced it right? Me, because you've just got the me and then the thing, so it's not me, it's me. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, me. Riff-raff. I thought it was a good list so far. I saw a few people didn't like it, but I think that was due to songs like Karate being their favorites. Interested to see what's in the top 5. Yeah, I got to admit, considering that you guys, if you're regulars on the channel, you're probably going to be aware that my list is not going to appease many people. It is going to be completely based on my own objective opinion and my own objective observations. Therefore, I get the feeling that people who've maybe have a longer standing view of the band and have maybe built up a certain emotional connection to certain songs, or value certain songs. Like I know Karate was a big single off of the last album. They might be a little bit shocked by what's in there. I think the top 5, I think even if people don't agree with it, they've kind of got to respect it, because like I say, I'm really, really sure on my top 5, and I've got a really good explanations for all of them. So I'm looking forward to see what people think of that. But no doubt, it's a little bit of an unusual one, and I'm just really looking forward to, like I say, seeing what people think. CMC, kickstart a campaign to get Howard shield, helmet, and a whistle. The whistle is an interesting choice. The whistle was an interesting choice. I think just give me the whistle and some really fast running shoes and I'll be fine. Martin Metal, what do you think of BABYMETAL doing 2 shows in Russia and whatever BABYMETAL top 10 and 5 okay with me? Hard job to be. Oh, okay. Doing 2 shows in. I didn't know about this. The Russian thing's always difficult with me. I mean, I know I've got a couple of people on here who regular commenters. One who is Russian, actually quite a good friend of mine, and one who was formerly, sort of back in the Soviet days, was under the actual communist Russian regime. So I've had some really interesting Russian opinions. I must admit that when someone says to me about shows in Russia, I kind of automatically, I go back to, because it's a politically filtered thing, is what I'm guessing you're getting at. I think like the whole thing with, was it Pussy Riot, the band who got arrested for performing outside a church because they were performing anti-government songs. And I just have this feeling that music in Russia, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff, but just the fact that I know they're portraying this modern image, but there is a lot of crushing of certain social norms. So when it comes to thinking of things like a band like BABYMETAL playing in Russia, I don't know, I'm sure they've got Russian fans, so it's only fair they go and play to their fans. But I do, in the back of my head, I'm thinking this is a country that has some rather twisted rules about social freedom and freedom of expression. So I guess you could say that about a lot of places. But yeah, when it comes to shows in Russia, I've got to respect them for respecting their fans. But I think it's too hard a question to answer. If it was me in their position, I don't know what I would say. I'd probably default to a manager. Let a manager sort of give me some informed opinion. CMC, it's a reaction channel, not a validation channel. Yeah, you said that before, and I completely agree. I do feel the need to express my opinions clearly. But validation, obviously, validation I couldn't give a toss about. My opinions, I like I said, I wouldn't publish my opinion if it wasn't a genuine one, and I work really hard at getting them. So I'm really happy with that. Okamino, GJ is higher up for me. I'll just have to be at odds with you putting it at 9, but I'm glad it made it in there at all. Yeah, I was interested how people would respond to GJ, because I didn't know whether it was one that people particularly liked or not. It was one that I really liked a lot myself. It appeals to me personally a lot more than other songs. I'd say that GJ probably personally is a song I would listen to more than something like IDZ. Sorry, I should be saying the proper name for that, shouldn't I? Ijime Dame Zetai. GJ is probably higher up for me than that song is. That song. But I have to respect, and probably same for Karate, but I have to respect the effort, the sort of ballsiness and the creativity that went into something like Ijime Dame Zetai. I don't know why I find that one so hard to say. but I have to respect the sort of effort and the writing that went into that. Whereas something like GJ and Karate, they are much easier songs. It's almost like, although they are extremely good, they're the sorts of songs that a band like BABYMETAL, they're so inside what they do that they can kind of deliver it on tick over. So that's kind of my thinking behind that, and that's why my scoring, like I said, I was really careful with my scoring sheet. My scoring didn't 100% reflect my own personal taste. It also had a bit of objective opinion, a bit of critical thinking as well, which is probably why the order ended up like that. Lejean, hey, how? Yeah, by the way, Lejean, sorry, I did start an hour early. It's been an exhausting day. That's all I can say. Hey, Howard, sorry I'm late. Just finished watching the video. Thanks for sending it to me, by the way. Not a problem at all. I know you. If you're a regular on this channel, I'll do everything to get past that copyright for you. I left my comments on it, so yeah, agreed 100% with list. Just swap IDZ, IDZ, whatever you want to call it, with Gimme Chocolate. Interesting, actually. Most people have been asking for IDZ to come down. So the fact that you asked him for it to move up is a really interesting one. CMC, Moscow, the new Sun City, perhaps Pink Fluffy Pentagram should make a protest. Pink Fluffy Pentagrams is basically, for anyone who isn't aware of this, it's a remix project. Well, I don't know what we're calling it, but it came from the concept that I should remix a North Korean propaganda song with maybe BABYMETAL or BAND-MAID. So I think it's probably going to be BAND-MAID. So as a result, yeah, I don't think the Pink Fluffy Pentagrams would be welcome unless you really want to see Miku in a Russian jail with Kim Jong-un. Best internet player in Russia. Huge following in Russia. I'm all for it. Yeah, you know, like I say, that's the thing. You've got this thing of politics versus reality. I mean, like I say, I hear a lot of people who are very down on, to give a mirror, who are very down on America. And I got to admit, when it comes to American politics, I don't want to get too much into the political side, but I look at it and I just left speechless, like, what on earth is going on there? But you have to separate the people from the politics. And so in both America and Russia, in very different ways, I don't agree with the politics. I don't agree with what's going on in those countries. But there's people who listen to music. Like I was saying earlier, one of my friends who's on this channel, a really good friend of mine, he's been, you know, really great mate, very supportive on a lot of these things. He's Russian, and he's a big supporter of the Russian government. You know, and if he wanted BABYMETAL to come to his country, I'd be 100% for it, because, you know, he's a human being with opinions. So it is a difficult one. I don't think it's very difficult when you start talking about, do you think bands should play in countries? But I think if a band has fans there, and, you know, unless there's some really clear reason why you shouldn't, then I've got nothing against that. I don't know if there's any public opinion about that at the moment, but Okimono, have you watched GJ Dance Moves video by Spoony Metal? It might give you a new appreciation for it. I saw that video on the list, but I didn't click on that one. Just because the title made me think this is probably someone's interpretation. I'll go back and have a look at that. I haven't got a clue what it is, but it sounds interesting. So thank you for that. Lejean, Pink Fluffy Pentagram, Slipknot remix with Hatsune Miku. Yeah, I need some Hatsune Miku recommendations, because maybe I should review one of her songs. I mean, as you guys know, I love Hokkaido. I spend a lot of time there. Less time actually this year than I expected, but a lot of time there. And Hatsune Miku, for some reason, is really popular in Hokkaido. She's got she's really big thing there. So maybe I should cover one of her songs. But considering that she is a computer and her songs are written for, sorry, I know I upset someone last time I said that. Considering she's a computer and for her, and apparently it was publicly open sourced, so now she has like 1 million songs because every member of the public can write a song for her. It becomes hard to know what to review. So if she has any singles that are attached to her name, go for it. You know, it's not the Hatsune Miku that I got a problem with. It's just when it comes to remixing Slipknot songs are all like ultra compressed, so it's hard to really pick anything out that you can really work with. It's hard to work with their songs in that way. But I'm thinking Hatsune Miku could certainly get a little bit of BABYMETAL underneath it. That would work. Yeah, you said IDZ. That is probably a favorite of metalheads. That song and A Road of Resistance is what I always show my metal friends. when introducing them to Baby Metal. Interesting. Yeah, I kind of get why. Those songs are they're quite full on, aren't they? So yeah, I'll be interested to see if other people agree with that. So CMC, I finally one up you. Yeah, that's true. But just wait to see what CMC writes next. Zim, kind of hard for me to comment on the top 10 to 6 ranking. The songs blur together for me past my top 5. Yeah, like I was saying, I kind of agree. I found that after my top 10, it became very hard to pick options. And the 10 to 6 was quite difficult as well. That list took me a lot more time. I'm much more happy with my 5 to 1, but my 10 to 6, I'm pretty happy with. But it was difficult. I mean, the bottom song on the 10 to 6, which was Awadama Fever, that got like about a 9.5. And then, like I say, I have about 7 songs that are on 9 on my scoring system. So it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. So let's have a look here. 1362. Yes, it is funny. Yeah, it is funny. CMC, should I have to retaliate? CMC is going to retaliate. We already know this. No, please let me have this one. Yeah, shall we just give Lejean this victory? Give Lejean this victory. You can one up him later. The next thing he says, destroy that. By the way, you mentioned their performance in Sonosphere. Have you watched any of their live performances? Like Met Rock. Met Rock came up in because I mentioned Sonosphere in that, and like I said, one of the comments on there was saying, "Oh, actually, check out the Met Rock performance, 2015, I think it was." Anyway, I haven't seen that one. To be honest, I do like to watch the live shows just for context. But when it comes to the reactions, I don't really get into much of the live stuff because, like I say, it comes down to recording quality. It comes down to different versions being performed live. Sometimes certain details that people know are in the recorded version, in the production, are left out live because you can get away with leaving things out live. I know there's qualities to both, but I just find myself veering towards I can get a better reaction and a better review, definitely, out of the recorded version. So I don't listen to the live stuff as much, but certainly if someone recommends something, I usually check it out, even if it's my own time. CMC, thank you for ceasing and desisting, as Lejean has agreed. I thought last week you said there was a Glim Spanky video reaction this week. Yeah, it's just been, I'll be honest, I've been kind of, everything's been backing up. I didn't realize how much work was going to go into this week. Also, because I was doing a lot of album reviews, track by track album reviews, I've been recording them in advance, and that took a lot of time. So yeah, there's more Glim Spanky coming quite soon. Apologies about the delays. I'm trying to get everything into order, but as always, feel free to keep on reminding me. I have no problem with people. If you think you're saying it too much, you're not. Keep on saying it. Because that's how I keep my head on top of things, because I got all my lists, all my various schedules, and sometimes maybe I put something back too far and bring it forward. So yeah, just keep on reminding me. Might Metal, Road Resistance and IDZ, show my friends to, or anyone who watch, I will show them to introduce them to Baby Metal. That's an interesting one. Like I say, I can see with IDZ, I'm calling it IDZ because I think that's the international English word. I keep my thing in my head though, IDZ. But I think IDZ is probably a very good way to introduce people if they have a taste for metal. But I do think the double kick thing could very easily alienate some people. I would, if someone was saying to me right now, introduce Baby Metal in a way that kind of grabs a bit of everything, I probably would go for Karate over IDZ, although I think IDZ is the more brave song, and I certainly think that's the reason why for me it scored higher, I think, on my system. I do think IDZ is the braver song. I do think Karate is the one that will more likely bring people in, but I know as a metaler, IDZ makes more sense. It embraces more of the metal sound. So have a look and see where we got to. It's fine. Also, what about some walking after you reactions? Oh, do you mean the ones where I'm walking around with a camera? I haven't done one of them for a while. Now I've got my camera equipment sorted out on the new laptop. That's a really good point. I can actually do some of that. I might do some more outdoor reactions where I walk around reviewing. Only problem is the audio is a little bit difficult to mix if I do that, but I'll have a little look. So like I say, I've got a new laptop. I might be able to swing something for that. That's an interesting point. I forgot about that. Mighty Metal, Met Rock, great show. Yeah, that seems to be the general opinion. I'll check that one out, definitely. Don't know if that'll come into a video, but I'll check that out. Have brought up Utsup before. Yeah, they're on the list. He does Vocaloid Metal, one of my favorites of his Miku Sabbath with Hatsune Miku. Oh, that sounds really interesting. River, for sure, that is on there. I will just add that song on there because I didn't have that song on my list. Sorry, let me just go and get my links folder open. Again, apologies to anyone. I know the internet is a little bit bad on my side again today, so if I'm cutting out, I do apologize, but hopefully everything's running smooth. I closed the text document again. I always do that. I need to keep it open during live chat. Thank you. I've written down the song name as well. Riffraff, thank you for that. Okamino, Metarock, great performance. Seems like the editor had a low attention span for shots between cameras, though. You know what? I have this thing about, I've mentioned this with Bandmade. I have this thing about those directors who have a low attention span. It can work, that sort of like frenetic camera changing angle and shot all the time, and images of things moving all the time, so your eye didn't have a chance to settle. That can work, but I don't really like it with live performances. Well, for live performances of bands like BABYMETAL, who have choreography, who have a big stage show. If it was Bandmade, to use them as usual as like the utter contrast, if it was Bandmade, I can kind of understand, because Bandmade, it's not so much a big show, it's more about the frenetic movement of the instrumentalist. But with BABYMETAL, someone has gone to a lot of effort to choreograph it and design usually a huge stage show. This is why actually the Papaya music video, which was, was taken from a live source, was so good, because that was a massive, impressive stage show, and they let it show. The camera moved. The camera was, it was a kinetic camera. It was moving. It wasn't static really at any point. But the shots were long enough that you could take in the eyeful of everything that you were watching. So I do think, yeah, a live show which is cut too quickly for a band like BABYMETAL is just, in my opinion, it's the sign of a bad director, because when you've got a big stage show, work with it. When you've got a band playing instruments, I understand it doesn't have that aesthetic appeal in the same way, but still, that's my opinion. CMC, no walking after you are a band. Oh, they might be on my list. I don't remember that name though. I'll have to check my list to see. I must have mentioned them to me before, but I'll put that in there anyway. I'm just going to quickly scroll up through the list and see if they were already on the list. The list is long, people. This is why things take so long. I apologize, but the list is long. Oh, yeah, okay, I got it. Kind of weird though. It's kind of like right in the middle of a lot of other things. Okay. Actually, there's a couple which I've got written down twice. I really need to go through this list a bit more carefully. Save, yes. Oh no, I closed it. Why do I keep on closing the links thing? Okay, again. Oh, I'm so knackered today. Okay. Also sent you another Peggy's link here on the glider reaction video. Got that. You actually sent me a few links recently, CMC. I'm going to copy them down, don't worry. And I got the one that you emailed me as well. I just emailed you back. Appreciation for that. Shot lasting longer than 2 seconds is nice. Yeah. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I appreciate quick camera movement and the quality that it brings, but sometimes when you've got like a real eye-full performance, you'd sit back. And what actually that reminds me of is with, I think it was when I did that really long reaction to Perfume, and they did that song Edge Triangle remix, which I believe is a remix of two of their songs done as this big, long live performance. And I didn't even really notice that the entire video, which was like 9 minutes, was one static shot, and the camera didn't move just because the stage show was so amazing. And I know Perfume are like regarded as like pinnacle when it comes to like stage show, but BABYMETAL are up there. And so for me, it was kind of like one of those things where, BABYMETAL do such amazing stage shows that you don't have to wave the camera around so much. It works sometimes, but for them, just let us see the show, So yeah, shot longer than 2 seconds is fine. Doesn't have to be 9 minutes. Karate definitely to non-metal fans to get them interested. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Martin. I didn't really think about. I guess it depends on who you're playing it to, whether it's non-metal fans or metal fans. there's always that question of open-mindedness. I said this, and I know this gets a lot of people get very confrontation about this, but I do think that pop fans on a general are considerably more open-minded than a large proportion of metal fans. Because, for example, well, like I've mentioned this before, we've all heard that line, "That's not metal," which, as far as I'm concerned, is the most throwaway, ridiculous comment. Like, that doesn't tell me anything. It's not metal. So what? Is that good? Is that bad? I've never heard someone say, "That's not pop." You know, pop diffuse lots of different things in. So a pop fan listening to something like BABYMETAL, if you give them a good chorus, if you give them something fun to play along with, I think they're more likely to take in all those heavy elements that they usually wouldn't listen to. Whereas when you get a metal fan, not all the time, but a lot of the fan, you play them something poppy, the minute they don't hear a guitar in the first 5 seconds, they just switch off. So, yeah, I think it is, BABYMETAL have a real quality for bringing in those fans who, I think BABYMETAL have a lot of potential fans, and Karate as a song, Karate, will bring in a lot of fans who perhaps wouldn't listen to them because maybe the name, just seeing metal in the name, they're a little bit warded off, or the presentation. I think when they hear that, it will soften them up to it. They'll see that it's fun, but it's also got a real good quality to it. So I do agree. Let's move through the comments a bit. CMC, it's fine moving cameras for a music video, but just for a 2-hour concert, too much. Yeah, I think as well it's degrees. Like, you know, in some songs, if it's a really punky song, yeah, go for it. If it's a big dramatic song, slow it down. You don't have to have the same direction style for every song, even if it's the same concert. John, real story. I was listening to Sis Anger, and I guess it was loud on my headphones because someone in class heard it, asked what it was, and they became a fan of BM. BM really brings people together. Well, your headphones do. That's. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where if you can get someone through the threshold of actually listening, which is something that I hope this channel does as well for pop fans, and we've got a lot of pop fans who check out like the Silent Siren and the Perfume and the other pop acts that I really like. I know they come over and they get to enjoy the metal with me as well, like BABYMETAL, and I think it's a great stepping point. So absolutely, I agree with that. Interesting enough, I had to remember with my file naming, I can't name files with BM because that means all my BABYMETAL and my Bandmade files come together. So I've had to think of a really complicated abbreviation system for those two bands. So Simpsy, no plaid plus to win. Yes, don't worry. I have actually downloaded that. I don't know why I haven't installed it yet, but I downloaded it actually like a week or two ago. But I'm on it. I'm so juggling so many things at the same time. John, if you want a good example of constant camera cuts, just look at X Japan Last Live, camera cuts and then non-stop. Yeah, I watched was it We Are X from Last Live? It was not the easiest to follow. But yeah, I've seen worse, but from what I saw, it wasn't easy to follow, that's for certain. CMC, yes, music can bring people together. Absolutely, it is the universal language. I mean, what I love is so many people who are watching these videos with us. I mean, I don't really cover virtually none of the songs I cover on here are in English, and yet people are here watching them, enjoying them, talking about them. Actually, I'll put one thing down. I know Silent Siren is not the most popular band we copy here because they're one of the more poppy acts, but I was listening to one of their most popular bands we review. But I was listening to one of their songs recently, and I kind of gave it a bit of a it's okay review. And then I went away and I read a translation of the lyrics. I was like, wow, this is some clever, deep stuff. And I went back to listen to it, and suddenly I understood. So it's really lovely that we can listen to this music out of context a lot of the time. But there is a new thing coming to this channel in the next couple of weeks that I'm really excited about. I've been hyping it up for a couple of months, but it's going to be lyrics based, and you're not going to see it coming. You're not going to expect it. It's going to be fantastic. I don't want to ruin it, but there's a really great new series coming to this channel, and I'm not even really involved in it. I put it together, but anyway, I'm not going to ruin it. Okay, let's have a look here. Indeed, jazz snobs are worse again. Yeah, CMC, I agree. Jazz snobs are pretty awful, but I think, to be honest, I have this line. Anyone who just sort of says that's not in my set genre, therefore I don't like it. None of those people like music, in my opinion. Anyone who's ever said that's not metal, that's not jazz, that's not punk, that's not hip hop, in my opinion, I'm just not interested in your opinion. Like, because you're not basing music on music, you're basing it on style. You know, style, which basically, let's face it, comes down to what fashion you wear. Don't care. Lenny, okay, so Baby Metal in air. Oh, you okay? You. I'm not talking about what songs are in there. I love with Oh, you just saying in air, or are you actually? I'm wondering if we're talking about the song in air. But yeah, I love the rap break in air. But I'm not saying anything. CMC retracted a message and then wrote a load more. So let's follow up with it. Elitists really chat my through. Just call your band made files. Oh, I'm gonna do that. That's brilliant. I never even thought of that. Fujiyama Disco quality song. Yeah, that was the first song I listened to. I'm really glad that was the first song I listened to because it really just caught me off guard. Like I say, when I went into Silent Siren, I'd just seen their adverts, and the adverts I was seeing was for that cross band thing they were doing with Poppin' Party, and the advert, because Poppin' Party I now know are very connected to anime, so the advert had like them with loads of anime. And I was like, okay, what is this Silent Siren thing? Actually, when I first reviewed Silent Siren, the reason I did it is because I saw that advert and I didn't know which band was more famous. So I typed in Silent Siren and Poppin' Party into Google, and I saw that Silent Siren was significantly more famous. So I was like, okay, I'll start with that. And like I said, I was just blown away. I did not expect them to play their own instruments. I did not expect them to be really good, and I did not expect them to have genuinely interesting songs. The Spanish Inquisition, no one expects. Yes. No one expects this. I really wish I could have the Spanish Inquisition just come in now, but sorry, I did not plan that comedy skit. Hara, I started some listening to Silent Siren through his channel and saw most extract reviews, but too sugary to listen to the last. Yeah, I can see that. I think it was I think it was Love Install. A lot of people have been saying actually they really liked. I think Love Install of all of the songs is the one that crosses over the most. But they're very sugary. I mean, the lead singer's voice, I like it, but I have to accept it's very high pitch. It's not what a lot of people associate with good singing. It's a stylistic thing. You know, they are very sugar heavy. So it's not for everyone. But I think if you can, kind of like I was saying with, getting pop fans into baby metal through songs like Karate, if you can get over that threshold, if that isn't enough to stop you, then it's a really interesting way to connect people with new styles of music. But obviously, not everyone agrees. Oh, you use Google Translate. Are you saying you use Google Translate? Or are you asking me to use Google Translate? Zinf has rewritten it, I think. Baby. Actually, do you know what, Zinf? The E sound, apparently in the official translation, it's not there. It's just baby, not baby. They just say baby metal. According to the official translation on their website, baby metal, Janai, baby metal des in katakana. Oh, actually, no, I get it. You're saying exactly what I just said to you. You're saying exactly what I just said to you. Thank you very much. Martin, I work in hotel and mentioned baby metal to a guest, told him I was going to see them. He asked who they are, told him to watch ROR, Road of Resistance. Yep. He came back wide-eyed asking how he had never heard of them. Yes, Monty Python quote, yeah. I know the Monty Python. In my head, I was thinking Monty Python or Blackadder. Oh, yeah, it's Monty Python. Yeah, I'm interested because Road of Resistance it's a curious song. It is a difficult song to really put too much of a pulse on. I think it's one of those ones where it can really bring people in, but I guess it's always difficult to know because it depends on who you're starting with. I like to challenge myself by talking to people who are mostly not really fans of the music that I play to them. I like to challenge people like that. But obviously, if you're talking to someone in the hotel, you have no idea what they're a fan of. So it's a difficult one. But Lejon, last stream, someone mentioned Judy and Mary's Sobakasu. Had no idea that the Uranoi Kenshi opening 90s anime, wish they kept that going today. As you guys know, I don't know a huge amount about anime, so I'm going to have to take your word for that. But Lenny, I did. Oh, so Lenny, did you use Google Translate to do that? That's probably the reason it came up that way, because technically speaking, baby metal. Or did you actually? Do you know? I need to go back and see what Lenny wrote. Let's scroll up a second. Oh, so you went baby metal. So that's probably what Googie Translate would have recommended. Google Translate. I expect Google Translate would have recommended baby metal rather than baby metal. But according to the website, baby metal. She mean like I like baby metal or something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, so baby metal Ine. Okay, because Ine being like a sound of like approval or good. So I didn't know whether you meant Ine as in baby metal song Ine or liking baby metal. I was a bit slow, as tends to be the case. That's what happened when baby metal uses the force of dragons. Or can we hold on a second. I'm getting disconnected from the conversation again. There was dragons in here. I didn't see the dragons. Should mean I like baby. Yeah, I just read that. Just on my work break, just wanted to say hi quickly. Gutted I can't watch. Purple, I am so sorry about that. By the way, I'm planning to do for the tracks 5 to 1. I'm planning to do a what they call a YouTube premiere, which means that when the video is first posted, it'll happen like a live stream where you guys will be able to chat during the video going live. Then afterwards, it will just become a normal video where you guys can comment. And then obviously directly after that, like with this one, will be a Saturday night live stream. I've never done a YouTube premiere before, so I'm really hoping that works out. But if you're around for that, hopefully we can get that one going. I always wonder whether I should do another live stream at a completely different time in the week, but I've got to find some time to do that as well, just to get some other people involved as well occasionally, because I know some people just can't be around at this time. Hopefully better than Dragon Force non-stop guitar wankery. Oh, Dragon Force played on album ROR. Really? From other guitarists from Dragon Force. You can see me rubbing my face because when someone talks about guitar wankery, I start to die inside. I've said it a million times. I've said it a million ways. I can't stand guitar wankery. Just can't stand it. It never seems to lead to anything interesting. You can write complicated guitar lines that make a song. You can write guitar solos that make a song. But guitar wankery, where it's just, you know what I mean, where it's just someone like sliding up and down the fretboard, just showing how fast they can move, is just the most boring thing. For me, it doesn't get the heart pumping, it doesn't get the blood flying, it doesn't get any sense of excitement. It's just kind of like, you can move your fingers really fast, mate. Congratulations. I'm going to go to sleep now. So I didn't know about Dragon Force being on there, and I don't really know that much about Dragon Force, so I'm not exactly slagging them off. But if they're a guitar wankery band, then no, thank you. They arranged the guitar bit. Okay, I'll have to go back and check that out then. I like guitar noodling though, Steely Dan stuff. Yeah, but Steely Dan's kind of a bit different. I think Steely Dan's I think that's the thing, is noodling and wankery. Guitar noodling can be fun. You can have, like I said, there are some great solos out there. I mean, I could listen to, I know it's a really sort of old school, stereotypical cliche, but I could listen to Ever for the solo from California and stuff like that. You can have great guitar solos, but yeah, wankery is just when it's just like, look how fast my hand moves. Can't stand it. CMC, kind of over the whole technique for technique's sake. Exactly. If it fits in the song, great, but BB King did more in 5 notes than most of it. Yeah, there you go. That kind of says it perfectly. You do not need to show us how fast you can play. You need to show us how good you can complement the song, how you can be part of the band, how you can make the song grow. That's what's interesting. So Martin played on album track horror. Oh, okay. So they did actually. They were played in the studio as well. That's interesting. There you go. That's a bit of an interesting fact. Stunt guitaring does get tiring. Yes, stunt guitaring. That's a good name for it, actually. Stunt guitaring. Yeah, I think the problem is that, we do all this reviewing, we do all this talking, but let's sum it down to the basics. What are we looking for? We're just looking for a good sound. Now, the minute we start drawing context into it, saying, oh, that's not a sound that I normally like, I don't associate this sound with this, I don't associate that sound with that, that's when we create problems, and that's when we make music something other than music, and we start criticizing music for things that are just not relevant. For me, the only thing that's interesting is do these sounds appeal to my ears? When I hear like a lot of these stunt guitar solos, kind of what I'm thinking is, I'm just thinking, I watch it, I can be impressed, but I don't get, my ears are not going, wow, listen to that. They're not going, what a nice sound. They're just kind of going, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. That's the best I can explain it. Has anyone seen Iron Bunny? No, but I love the name. Tone, taste, technique. Is Iron Bunny Japanese? Because if it's Japanese and it's not on my list, then I'm going to be very, 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 very sad that it wasn't there before. But I seem to recognize that name. I'm sure you've told me that one before. Iron Bunny. I'll also come back to it later. So yeah, anyway, we're coming up to the time when this stream was supposed to start at midnight. I can watch and listen to Mikio Fujioka just play jazz all day. Oh, that's the one you sent me the link to. Okay, that's probably why I recognize the name. I got one text document which is for links during chat and one which is for links during emails and comments. So that's why it was in a different place, I think. I will check it out though. I can watch and listen. Yeah, I've read that one. By the way, everyone, I should mention this now. I've been talking about the top 10, but guys, the next World Tour Wednesday is coming up on Wednesday, and it's Russia. So Russia, people, Russian music. I want your Russian suggestions. Get me those Russian suggestions. We're going to go to Russia, and James needs a bit of time to prepare his as well, so I need to get him a link nice and early. So Russia, people, Russia. R.I.P. Mikio. Is Mikio the guitarist who was in BABYMETAL? Or is that someone else? Sorry, I just that was the conclusion I jumped to when I read that. Martin, I like music from Mike Oldfield to Alice Cooper to BABYMETAL, of course. I just like good music. Exactly, yeah. There's so many reasons, but if it comes down to, if it pleases your ears, it pleases your ears. That's what it's really about. You can find reasons why things please your ears. You can try and look for formulas, details, explanations, but ultimately it's got to come down to whether it pleases you, not anything else. And for example, one of the things that I always be careful when I talk about, because I like pop, but sometimes you listen to and they have a really good song, and you have to accept that a lot of people, they maybe like the song, and this is a contentious point, but we all know it's true. They like the song more because when they're listening to the song, they're looking at someone very sexy, and so they're like, I like this song so much. So you have to be really careful when you listen to things. And I think the same thing applies for metalers who listen to it. And, some, like I say, not all metalers, some metalers who go, I like this just because it affirms my metalness to like this. And, that's the thing. I like really complicated written songs, and I have to be, sometimes. And I have to be careful sometimes not to like a song just because it's so insane that I kind of feel like, listening to this validates my position as being a music lover. Have to go, actually, is the complication necessary? I think when we listen to music over time, based on what songs we listen to the most, we work out what we actually like. But you have to be careful to think of why you like songs when you listen to them. Are you liking them for genuine reasons? Because you get the initial liking of a song, and then ultimately, your subjective opinion comes out of time. If you guys understand what I'm saying, I'm making a bit of a babble of the point. But so for example, if I listen to a Silent Siren song, I have to listen to it and go, they're attractive. Ignore that. Listen to the audio. It can be very difficult when you're listening to bands to remove that outside opinion. CMC, Russia, winds of change then. Well, do you mean for the World Tour Wednesday? I guess so. I'm really interested to see where this goes, because obviously I know that Lenny has some fantastic. I really want to get a link from Lenny, because I know he's got some insight on Russian music, and he can probably give us some context from something a little bit older maybe. But then obviously, like I said, I've got a friend who lives in Russia now. He's actually very pro-Russia, and he's Russian, by the way. Should mention that. And so, I want to get a lot of different takes on this. I don't know how many songs we can do. Like I said, James is going to do one, and I'm going to do a couple at least, but maybe we'll do 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. But I really want to try and get a picture of Russia, this vast country, musically. And I am wondering whether I should maybe listen to a song by that band, Pussy Riot, who was so famously arrested in Russia. I'm wondering whether that really is fair for me to bring them up, or whether they're just not indicative of Russian music, and that would be overly political for me to do. But I'm interested in this one. Yes, the little smiling god, said Okamina. Yeah. By the way, yeah, you guys mentioned about Mikio, in which case I don't know that much about her, but I guess it would be nice. I think I should just chill out and listen to her. But if she plays some jazz, I'd love to chill out and listen to her play some jazz. Now I know the band so much better. CMC, it was a joke. Yeah, I didn't know it was a joke at the time, but I replied to it full face just in case. Hopefully there is a Russian wagaki band with traditional instruments and some modern ones. Do you know what? Maybe I should have said that earlier. That's kind of what I want to find in every country. I want to hear the pop, yes. I want to hear maybe something a little bit cultural or political, yes. But really, I want to find the wagaki band of every country. I want to find that band where I know we will be eventually. Oh, actually, I might as well point out now, after Russia, we're going through Mongolia. And you guys already know there's a lot of Mongolian metal out there. So I'm interested in picking some of that up. So yeah, the next two countries will be Russia, then Mongolia. And you probably see where this is going, then China. I'm not going to tell you what happens after that. Anyway. I have actually, seriously, people think I'm joking. I have actually got a map. I've got a World Tour Wednesdays map, and I've been drawing it out. I know where we're going for the next 6 months, but I'm open for change, which is why I haven't shown anyone my little map. Russian folk death melodic tech metal. You're at it again. You have to wait for Lejeune to speak first, and then you have to crush him with your ridiculous ideas. Poor Lejeune. He's just trying to give nice ideas, and you keep on coming up with this insane stuff. There's a Russian band that covers baby metal songs. You know what? I would be really interested to hear that. I can't do it for World Tour Wednesdays because obviously with World Tour Wednesdays, we're trying to find stuff that is, is original and indicative of the country, which is why I felt a little bit bad when I heard that first Twice song, and while I was reacting to it, I suddenly realized this is in Japanese. But it was a song written by a Korean band or their writers. But yeah, I would be interested to hear that. But for the World Tour Wednesdays, I have to stick to the music of the country as best as possible. I've got the hiccups again. Do you know what I think it is? Every time I go on here and I have like a beer, I get the hiccups. I think it's because drinking beer and talking constantly is what gives you the hiccups. Come back. That's genuinely quite nice. So yeah, just a little apology to anyone who's tuning in now who was thinking that the live stream was starting now. I do apologize. I started it an hour earlier. Today's been very tiring. I haven't been getting much sleep, I'll be honest with you. I'm really trying to, at the moment, I'm putting in every hour I have to up the channel. Like I said, there's a new series I want to start, which is potentially quite a big thing. It's just so many things I want to do on this channel that I'm not getting much time to sleep at the moment. So I am kind of exhausted, and I just had to start the live stream an hour early, but it's all good. I think we're going into some good places. We've covered a lot of unusual bands. We're going to be covering more unusual bands. I know they don't get so many views, but I wanted to bring in more people from more quarters other than just fans of like the Japanese big name staples at the moment. But now, like I say, I'm still following suggestions from you guys, but I'm going to start trying to push higher views again, like we were doing a couple of months ago, and now trying to really push forwards like a lot of the big projects that I think would be really good for this channel. So let's have a look and see what everyone's saying here. Can't multitask. I know I can't because I'm a man. Is Tattoo the pop duo from Russia, or am I completely wrong? You are right. They are from Russia. They did the Eurovision Song Contest as well, which means that Bubbles is almost definitely, if Bubbles is in time for this World Tour Wednesday, then he's almost definitely going to take a Tattoo song. Probably the one from Eurovision, because Bubbles really likes Eurovision. He criticizes it, but he watches it. Sorry in advance if I know you're not wrong. You're fine. Now I want beer. Go get beer, Martin. Go get beer. That's like it's a pressure thing. I'm peer pressuring you. I don't know why I'm doing that. I just don't want to be drinking alone. That's all it is. Go get beer. Leningrad exhibit is Lenny. Is that a suggestion? I don't know if you're actually asking me to look up the Leningrad exhibit or if that is actually a song suggestion. Context, people. Context is really important. Let's actually, I haven't made a Russia section in the notepad yet. Russia. Paste Leningrad exhibit. I hope it's a song now. Lejean, 3 a.m. here in New Zealand. You know what, Lejean, you know, you're always the first one off the bat. And I really appreciate that you always get onto these things. I know it's late for me, but it's so late for you. So I really appreciate that you do that. By the way, Lejean, we are going to be doing New Zealand on World Tour Wednesday sooner than you think. Hold on in there. Okay, we are getting to New Zealand, so keep your suggestions ready. And whatever you say, I'm definitely doing Flight of the Conchords, because Flight of the Conchords, love them. I've got to find a song I haven't heard, though, which is the difficult thing. Or I might just present a song to James and make James listen to some Flight of the Conchords, and then if he insults anything at all, then I'll just write nasty messages all over his video. I haven't heard you mention it before, but have you chosen a favorite Baby Metal member? Oh, I think this kind of came up actually in one of the previous World Tour Wednesdays. I find it difficult. The problem is that realistically, and this is not an answer, by the way, this is just a comment. Realistically, it would be almost ridiculous not to say Sue, because Sue is basically the chief singer and she is singing 80 to 90% of everything you hear, whereas the other members, they do more dancing than they do singing. And obviously with Yui having left and with potential new people coming in, it's very difficult. So then you've got, well, is it Ma or Sue? And obviously Ma's in this position where she's just kind of, at the moment, she's sidelined with not a huge amount to do. So it's kind of hard for me to pick a favorite member. I would love to say like Ma or Yui to give them more props, but the truth is they haven't got enough vocals on enough songs, which I always find a shame. So to be honest, you know, if you ask anyone, the only real option you can give is Sue, unless you're basing it on non-musical factors. And I want to watch more interviews by them, but I haven't seen enough interviews to really see who, as a personality, speaks to me most. CMC, Arcona. Context, guys. Connor, you got to let me know. We know Howard is an Akane fan. Okay, we know. Look, guys, I'm going to say this. I've said this to you before. I'm going to say it to you again. You can call me an Akane fan all you want, but it's important to remember that on this channel, there's absolutely no bias. We're never biased. We're always 100% honest about what we think. Never is there any bias at all. Now, as I've said that, so no bias. That's bias, none. So let's put that in there. So Arcana, I don't know what that means yet. Were you saying Arcana? I have no idea. Let's check this out. UK time, Martin Metal. Oh, you're in the UK. I should have clocked that, man. I should have clocked that. But anyway, where are you in the UK? Whereabouts, Martin? Let me know. Lejean, yay, even more, yay. Yeah, no, seriously, it was actually partly because of you, Lejean. I was looking at the map and I was like, you know, getting around the world is going to take us about 2 years. Honestly speaking, about 2 years. And I just looked at the map and I was like, realistically, there is a way I can get to New Zealand, so I did it. So New Zealand will be coming up in the next couple of months, I think, at most. Lenny, there is a Russian Wagaki band type called Russian Style, but I think they only do... Oh, I'm going to check it out. You know what, I'm going to Wikipedia them, or I'm going to go through all the website stuff I can first of all to see if there is... I'll write a note there, look for originals first. I really hope, if that's the sort of thing they're doing, because I really want to hear a band that brings in traditional Russian sounds. Russian traditional music might not be as famous as a lot of other countries, but there's so many interesting things in the core traditional Russian sound. I really want to dive into that, and I hope we can find something that extracts it. So I'll give that a look. Of course, it's a song suggestion, you silly person. I'm crying. That was my fake crying. I'm just asking for context, because otherwise I'm going to sit there googling stuff and it's going to turn out it didn't exist. Martin Metal, Sue. Oh, you're a Sue fan. Fair enough. I can't really, like I say, and Lejean's gone for Maya. She seems like the fun one. When it comes down to personality, it's really hard, but I kind of want to go for, then I probably would go more for Ma Yui, which is difficult to say because there are people, I don't want to compare their personalities, but I just love the fact that they have that happy energy, whereas Sue often has to do the posing metal thing, they kind of just go insane, and that insanity is quite appealing. But on a musical level, obviously Sue's going to win it because she's singing most of the song. CMC, we know how it is in the kind of fan. I already read that. I've ended up on Team Ma. Oh, we've got some more people on Team Ma. Harold's going for Yuri. That's brave. That's brave. The brave man goes for the person who's not in the group anymore. I don't know enough about them as people, and like I said, I feel really bad comparing their personalities, but yeah. Dean, without Sue, there is no Baby Metal is a vehicle for her voice. Moa is electric. Don't know about the Mara is electric comment. I'd have to really think about that one to really get context. But yeah, like I say, that's why you can't really answer this one fairly, because Sue, she carries the lead of the songs. Martin, all of them changing my religion to marry all of. Well, if they do believe in fox gods and they're Shinto, I don't know that that's going to work. But you know, Martin, put in that hard effort, man. Put in that hard effort. Momo, you should kill yourself. Nobody likes you. Thanks, Momo. I appreciate that. Do you know what? When people say stuff like that, it just really makes me think, next time you write anything, I'm not going to read it. So we've already got our own troll, by the way, and he's much more creative than you. Sorry. Okamino, there's got some subjectivity. It's what makes it yours. Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it interesting. Is you've got to make it yours. You know, you've got to. I think there would be no point in having this channel if you have no. Because obviously, like I think I've said this on a couple of things before. Realistically, everything I say here is good for naught if you really want to find out what the best song is. The point is I'm giving you objective opinions, subjective opinions, with some factual data on what should make a good song, and I'm trying to build that up. So yeah, that's what makes it interesting, is that I can write this, and yet at the end of the day, if you tell me you disagree, I'm not wrong, you're not wrong, no one's wrong. It just means, oh, okay, give me your data, give me your information on why you disagree. So that's what makes it interesting. CMC, O'Connor, a Russian band, just came up on your YouTube. Oh, well done. All right, cheers. Let me just move that, because I put that in. I put it in. Why am I making that noise? Put it in the wrong section. Let me move that to the Russia section. Sorry, I should have guessed. Does anyone feel like an inadequate Baby Metal fan after watching the Kali Sakura channel? I don't know what that is, so comment. Like I say, not commenting because I don't know what it is. If it's an obsessive fandom thing, then don't worry. Being obsessive doesn't make you more of a fan, but I don't know what that is. I know there are some channels which are really excessively super into things. And as I said before, the biggest fans of any act are the ones who can turn around and say, I like them in spite of, because there's nothing in this world that's perfect. So being able to see the fault is what makes you a true fan, makes you really love something, in my opinion. But I don't know the channel. It might be awesome. I'm just giving a sort of a generic opinion there based on some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube. O'Connor Russian band. Oh, you told me that already. Martin, the north of England, little town called Middlesbrough. He's a Middlesbrough boy. Love your accent, therefore. I know in advance your accent. I can't impersonate. I can't do a Middlesbrough accent, but they're kind of cool. I've got to admit, not only am I a southerner, but I've virtually, well, you know I'm a southerner, you can hear my voice. I've virtually never been to the north of England. I've been to Scotland more than I've been to the north of England, so apologies about that. But Middlesbrough, love your accents. Lejeune, this is to Dean. Very true. I saw you as the electric one, though. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a backup on that opinion. CMC, you want your neck up? Oh, Momo, you don't know how the internet works. You can't touch people, Momo. People, this person is a troll, and they're not even a good one. It's like, come on, man, you can do better than this. Is some bad trolling. This is weak. Come on. All right, let's have a look and see. Lejeune, I agree. In concierge, suck your soul out. A troll who can type. How novel. Zimp, I've always been confused by that. So Wagaki's Sen Bonzakura is a cover of Hatsune Miku. Is the original? Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, considering that, is it possible for Hatsune Miku to have an original song? I don't think so. Well, I can't see how. River up. I love Akane. Saw a fan cam video of her. I think I might have seen that same one. Yeah, no, Akane is brilliant, but I'm not biased. Italia, catching up on your top 10. Cool, thank you. I'm going to catch up on saying your name. Singulitarian. Singulitarian. You have to correct me there. Yeah, their first few stuff are Vocaloid covers. Really? That's interesting. I had no idea. You guys, this is like when people told me that Baby Metal came from Sakura Gakuin. I was like, what's Sakura Gakuin? And suddenly everything. Now I know why you can only get Wagaki Band CDs in the anime section. I never understood why, and they're always like a million billion yen, and that kind of explains it. Martin Mel should put a picture of Sue doing death stare to get rid of trolls. Yeah, except for trolls like pain. That's why they basically spend their time doing this. Kelly is really charming. Oh, that's nice then. That's good. I don't know Kelly. Like I said, no comment on Kelly at all because I don't know them. But if they're charming, then that makes them one up on me. I'm going to get this right. Singulitarian. Top 4. GC. Megatsune. Akatsuki. IDJ. IDJ or IDZ? Do you mean J and Z are nowhere near each other on the keyboard, so maybe we don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there. Interesting choices though. I can see why you. So GC, you mean give me chocolate there, not GJ. You mean GC. Just checking. Lejean Zinf, really? I didn't know that. That's eye-opening. Yeah. I'm getting a bit of a shock off of that. Martin Metal Sue is, and then a emoji that I cannot see on Google Chrome. So I don't know if that was maybe you did a poop emoji, Martin. Was that a poop emoji? I have no idea. Oh my god, there's so many comments. Why is it not scrolling down? I need to carry up. Speed up. Lenny, I haven't lived in Russia for 30 years. I can suggest some music from Soviet days. That's kind of what I meant, Lenny. I know that's the part you have such, like I say, you have such interesting insight. I kind of feel that if we don't use your insight, it's wasted. So I'd really like you to give me maybe something historically. Obviously, it's kind of where I can only really take one link off of you. So if you can find something that for you really sums up that feeling of Russia from your years there, from your younger years there, I would really love to just get your perspective, and that would be really important for me. Singulitarian, was that better? Washington, D.C. here. Hello, Washington, D.C. Fernando, greetings from Montreal. Greetings, Montreal. Being trolled by a peach. We've got, like I say, our channel's got our own troll, but he's not online today. Actually, he left a comment on the top 10, and I comment back, and I kind of threw it back at him a little bit, and I don't know whether maybe he is here, or maybe he was just upset and he left. I hope not. Lenny, by the way, bands Leningrad Cowboys and Red Elvises are not from Russia. Okay, that's worth noting. Under Russia, I'll do not from Russia. There you go, not from Russia section on my list. Home of Chris Rea. Oh, really? Yeah. You know, Chris Rea was actually forming a band with Dire Straits. Yeah. The name was a bit of a shame. And Paul Rogers. More like a dried pear. Or a dried pear of something. It's getting dark quick. See, when the troll is being beaten up by the locals, that really does show bad trolling skills. Are you going to react to any of the alt-idol groups? I am coming back to that, actually. I was just going through my things, and I realized that because I've been reviewing a lot of Bish previously, and I just kind of like had steered away from it because we had so many new suggestions, and I do want to get back to some of those alt-idol groups. We've done a lot of singer-songwriters recently, so maybe a little bit of that would be great to balance things out. I've got some comments coming in on the videos at the same time, trying to balance everything. I'll only respond to the stuff in here though. Try to keep going. IDZ typo. I thought so. I just wanted to be 100% sure there, but thank you for that. John, I don't know. That's the best I could think of because you're responding to something and like, oh, you're responding. Yeah, actually, you are responding to a funny comment. I'm sure you don't laugh like that. Fernando, I've been watching videos from Sayuri. She is amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Actually, the Sayuri videos I was really happy to share. Of the 3 videos I've done, the first one I loved the video. I thought it was great. Everything about it. The first one was my favorite one so far. The second one was a bit stripped back. I can't imagine that would win over any fans, but it was a good song and it kind of affirmed that it was to my taste. And then that most recent one, the one where she's performing live in front of Tsutaya and Shibuya, to me, okay, the song might not win people over because it's very stripped back and very simple, but I think it really showed a lot about her character, about the way she works, that a musician could listen to that and go, yeah, okay, I get what you are. I get what it said a lot about her and her integrity. So I thought that was great. Ice Bomb, hello Ice Bomb. Just saw your 10-6 video. Awadama fever got me. Yeah, guys. Just sorry, I did leave it on a sticky comment. I tried to leave it in the details, but I noticed sometimes these things don't get seen. When the video was uploaded, it got instantly blocked in all countries. So I did a bit of research and I found out that that Awadama fever clip was what was causing it, even though I've used it on another video. For some reason, it's now getting videos blocked. So basically what I did is I went into the features and I managed to get that bit muted separately without having to re-upload the video. That's why it's muted. Apologies about that. I'm surprised GJ made it, but it's one of my favorites too. Great, yeah. Some people are expecting it to be higher up. Some people are expecting it to be lower. I was thinking most people would be surprised it was in the top 10 at all. I was thinking most people would probably answer the same as you, but yeah, that song just appeals to me. I think it brings out the best of that black baby metal sound, and it's kind of got a, yeah, like I say, when it veers towards new metal a bit, I can't deny, you know, whatever awful things new metal might have done, they were good at, you know, doing something funky with metal, and it appealed to me. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm glad you agree, and like I say, welcome Ice Bomb. I haven't seen you in the comments before, so thank you. Martin, hello Martin. No, it was a face with a heart for eyes. Home of Chris Rea was your last comment. I don't know what you're replying to. Sorry. Tell us about yourself. Where, why, when? Me? 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 Are we talking about me? Well, I'm in Japan. I'm from, if you are talking about me, I'm in Japan. I'm from England. And yeah, I live here. And I love it here. And if you want to go into why, that's a complicated question. So you're going to have to give me more details. Are you even asking about me? I don't know. Oh, Martin the Pooh. Okay. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't a poo. I'm glad it wasn't a poo. I'm glad it was a heart. Just wanted to be absolutely sure and wind you up, as you already know. Haro, any chance of doing reactions to Japanese R&B type singer Miss Sia? That's a good point. I'm seeing a lot of let me load that up. I'm seeing a lot of adverts for Miss Sia around. I've started one of the things I'm doing at the moment. I might as well show this to you guys while I'm here. I'm just going to quickly write down Miss Sia's name and try and keep up with everything at the same time. I've been going into the old in the convenience stores. There's 3 main convenience stores. There's Lawson, Family Mart, and 7-Eleven, and all 3 of them run different free of charge entertainment magazines. And I've just been going in there checking out what they have. I was actually thinking, if we do the Patreon, if you guys are interested in this, maybe I can offer some of these to you guys, send you guys these as like a patron incentive or something. If you guys are like interested in picking up some of this kind of stuff, you know, just like memorabilia. I don't know. I'm just always trying to think of like decent things I can actually give you before I open up a Patreon. We had some great suggestions last time. There were some really cool articles in here, and I can't find them now, but it's got like stuff on everything. And yeah, Miss Sia were in here. I'm pretty sure Miss Sia were in this one. Oh my god. Oh yeah, and Otherworld are in here. Otherworld, the band who you can't review because they got copyright stronger than you would believe. It's insane. Are you moving or are you in Korea collecting cardboard for sale? I'm in Japan. I'm not in Korea. I'm in Japan. I was in Korea. I was on holiday, and then something happened which I can't tell you about because there's going to be a recorded video of it all, and it's really interesting. And I'm putting together a little short film about it. But I was in Korea for a short while, but I'm in Japan. Japan is where I am. Japan is where I hope to be as much of the time I physically can. So look here, Japanese R&B thing would be interesting to hear. I agree, actually. You guys know, I know it's not really R&B, but well, not most of the time, but you guys probably know from previous things. I'm a massive fan of. Well, my favorite Japanese voice is the singer Ayaka, who does much more poppy, soulful stuff. She has an amazing voice. So getting into a bit of Japanese R&B wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Calamari, hello. Yeah. By the way, Calamari, before I read your comment, I just saw your comment on the video, but I wasn't able to reply to it because I was replying to the chat. But I'm just watching your top 10 video. Good stuff. But karate being my favorite was interesting to see how low it is in the list. So many people have echoed the same thing, man. So many people have said the same thing. They wanted karate to be higher. Just to me, don't get me wrong, I love the song, and that's why it's in the top 10 rule. I really love the song. It's just, and as great as it is as being a perfection of their formula, it just feels like it doesn't push. You know, it doesn't sort of like break any ground. It feels very safely within what they do. So, like I was saying earlier in this stream, I constructed my list based on. I listened to the song a lot, and then I constructed the list with a point system, which is based on things like creativity, songwriting skill, emotion, fun, but also some bias points on what I personally liked hearing. So some of the songs that I liked more maybe got beaten by songs that just in the scoring I had to admit were better written. So yeah, like I say, Karate, that was one that I probably, if it was just going on a tasting, I'd have probably put that in the top 5. But on a technical level, I had to admit there were some songs that just impressed me more. And therefore, you know, being fair, I had to put them higher using my scoring system. But yeah, no, thank you for the comment on that. And yeah, glad to see you in the chat as well, man. Martin, the poo, I already read that. The poo are crap. That good observation. John, Hikaru Utada, Automatic. Yeah, Hikaru Utada is a singer who I probably should talk about more, actually. I've had mixed feelings with her. She does that thing that I often complain about with a lot of Korean pop music, in that she does kind of sway towards Americanizing a sound too much sometimes. Her last album, for example, the one that came out a couple of years ago, was really competent. It had some really good songs, but it didn't have much identity, in my opinion. It felt like a play for radio friendliness, which certainly worked. So I'm not really sure where to go with Hikaru Utada. I do have a copy of like her first 3 albums, or like I think the first, third, and fourth, or first, second, and fourth, something like that. So maybe I'll come back and have a little look at her. Okamino, the Baby Metal member favoritism might carry over somewhat from seeing them with Sakura Gakuin. Yeah, that makes sense. Then again, Baby Metal girls aren't actually my SG favorites, so I defy my own assertion. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Sakura Gakuin videos. Actually, really enjoyed doing reactions to them. So yeah, I think I can see that, and obviously Sue did not have so much of the power that she has now, even though she was frighteningly tall compared to most of the other girls. But yeah, I do get that. I just personally, I think one of the only real downers I have when it comes to Baby Metal, I know their formula works. I just want to hear more of the backing girls, which is now just Mara, but whoever. And I heard that they did one on their live tour. One of their film members was the current class president of Sakura Gakuin. I would love if a Sakura Gakuin member joins Baby Metal, because like I say, I've always really wanted them to reaffirm that connection. Not for geeky reasons, nothing anything like that, but just to sort of like not get too far away from their poppy roots, because the whole thing that makes them great is that they are a mixture of pop and metal. And I'd love to see them reaffirm the pop side a little bit more on occasion as well. Let's have a look here. So sorry, the comments are coming in thick and fast. Got to stay with them. If you haven't already, check out Asterism. Sorry, because we've been mentioning the World Tour Wednesdays. Can you just tell me, are Asterism a Japanese band? If not, I'll put them in a different section. But thank you so much for that. CMC saying Asterism are impressive as well. When is the kidneys video coming out? My kidneys being removed. Yeah, that sounds like a load of shit to me. What's that, Martin Metal? What sounds like a load of shit? Oh, the poo sounds like a load of shit. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping up with this. Is this better? Baby Metal in a... It's basically fine, but it's actually, you know, where you've written, I don't know if you can actually read katakana or if you're doing it through Google Translate completely. It's the second character. So the first character is there, and then you have I, and then E, and then the line. So you've got baby, baby, which makes sense on Google Translate, but they apparently officially translate it as just B, which is your first and third character. Asterism, Battle, Rising Moon. I will copy the name into the entry. Is that profile pic Tyler Joseph from Pilots by any chance? Looks like him. If so, brilliant. If not, my bad. One thing I have noticed about Japanese bands, they have really strange names. Yeah, I started getting confused after Baby Metal band made, and then Lady Baby, and there was there's bees everywhere. Mighty Metal, yes, complete shit. I wish. Are we talking about the poop? I have no idea. I'm getting confused. The ground Karate broke was a heavier version of GC. GC broke Major Ground. Yeah, Gimme Chocolate. Yeah, I kind of agree. There is a connection between Gimme Chocolate and Karate. I think that's why Gimme Chocolate ended up higher on my list. Was just it kind of like that was more groundbreaking for me, and it was a bit catchier. But that's not to take anything away from Karate. Calamari, yes, it is. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I always judge everyone based on their thumbnail. So Calamari, that's now who you are. You're in 21 Pilots. CMC, also some Gakurak Spin. Yeah, Gakurak Spin is coming. That's been pushed back so many times, and I'm really sorry for that. But when I start Gakurak Spin, I get the feeling I'm going to get a lot of requests, so I want to start it at a point where I can really get behind it. That, again, is coming next week, probably about the same time as Gleam Spanky, maybe before, actually. But we'll see how that goes. You're nice, Dean. Karate is a well-crafted song, but it is in Sue's wheelhouse. She isn't pushed at all. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But that's one of the reasons it works so well. Is it's so safely within their ability that they can just kind of, bam, put it out. It's not to say it's a bad song. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't push them to advance what they do. It just typifies what they do really well already. Hara, babe, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Hara's written it perfectly. Scroll down. Lejeune Hakata, the one that was born in US, inspired by American music. I'll do a comparison. Is very true. Her last two albums, that's it, Fantome and Hatsukoi. Are my favorites, though, surprisingly different from old stuff. I agree. Like I say, Fantome, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It just didn't feel. It kind of felt like, okay, this derives a lot from your US roots, and like I say, I know that she was born in America. I know she's got like strong connections to that whole scene even now still. But a lot of when I listen to a lot of Japanese music, a lot of what sets it apart is that it doesn't have a lot of the trappings of American music. So when it comes to someone like Hikaru Utada, when she does a song that has some of the trappings of American music, for me, it puts it up just against wider competition, if you know what I mean. There's so many songs with that American sound that when you kind of do something that sounds like Western pop, you've got so much more competition. It's harder to sound special. When you go into the Japanese style of pop, it's easier to push ground because I guess it's just maybe there's less competition or just that people are pushing more. So yeah, I liked that album, but I got to admit, when it comes to Phantom Air, which I do have a copy of, as much as I liked it, I don't find myself regularly going back and listening to it, just because there's other things that come to my mind first, if you know what I mean. I kind of like Hikaru's stuff more when she's forging an identity, but that is bias. I accept that's bias. Jean correcting the name, I didn't mention it before, but yes. Singularitarian. Moa's mic is much higher now, and Papaya shows her getting a large vocal role. Yeah, I'm glad, because in the recorded version of Papaya, I couldn't really hear her. So if she's getting it higher in the, do you mean in the live show? I gotta admit, in the recording, it didn't really come across to me much, but then I was listening to it on a bridge. I have listened to it since, but yeah, I thought that she had room. She should have been given more in Papaya, if I'm honest with you. Especially considering there's this brief period where there's only two of them. Calamari, I suppose, but the vocals are much powerful. So have much emotional drive in that song. I think Asterism is a J-metal instrumental band from of three high school prodigies. Crush it. Awesome. When you say J-metal instrumental, I do just think, oh god, I hope it's not too much guitar twiddling. If it's not just all guitar twiddling, it could be amazing. Instrumentals can be brilliant, but if it's just like Joe Satriani style, let's twiddle at the guitar, Oh, someone said Dragon Force earlier. I don't know enough, but then it might be a bit much for me. Martin, yes, being saying that for ages. Someone same background. Sorry. Sometimes I read comments, and because it's hard for me to follow all the different threads of what people are saying, sometimes I lose it. Try and write as much context into every comment as you can, because I'm sorry, Martin, I'm not 100% sure what you're saying that to, and I'm sure when you tell me, I'm going to be embarrassed and realise. Okamina, if I differ on some of your top 10, I absolutely agree with your notes on all the songs. Really well thought out. Thank you, Okamina. I mean, that's my main thing. I expect people to disagree. I am really confident in them. This is why I didn't do a top 15. I didn't feel like just 15 through to 11. And I kind of wanted to show them to you in this live chat, but I thought if I show them to you, it's going to probably give away some of the things that aren't in the top 5. So I thought I'll leave that till after we've listened to the whole top 10. Then I'll show you the full list. But yeah, I mean, it's drawn from a mixture of critical analysis and personal opinion and taste. So yeah, I just want people to respect the list and get something from it that maybe gives them a bit of an alternate perspective. And you know, maybe you'll see a song that you didn't think would be in the top 10 and suddenly it's in the top 10 and you're like, yeah, that's nice for you as well. So anyway, yeah, I really appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying it, then that's fantastic for me. And I hope that people differ, because if people differ, that gives us a great conversation. If you all just go, yeah, how would you write about all of them, then there's no conversation. So, John, I think that's why Sheena Ringo, Ayumi Hamasaki, and Name Amuro, especially the last two, are much more popular than Hikaru. Love all four of them, though. Yeah, no, I agree. I must admit, though, actually, Name Amuro actually sounds more American to me. I'm just going to quickly make a mention of them, because I probably should listen to them sometime in a reaction, even though I know this song so well. I'm going to do some Sheena Ringo soon as well, if I can get that far through the list. But yeah, Name Amuro, I think I mentioned this before. I really hated the song she did for the Olympics, the last Olympics. I really hated it because it just was so annoying, so American. It was written in English, and it just nothing good about it. It stood out in no way. It was irritating. And she's had some good songs before, but I think she creeps into the Americanism just as much as Hikaru Utada. But I think, as far as I'm aware, she's 100% Japanese. And as you guys know, there's a little bit of racial profiling in this country. It's not in a hostile way, but people tend to show more preference to their own here, I guess we could say. Yeah, it's a difficult one to say. Like I said, people have been really nice to me, but I guess if it was down to me releasing a single and a 100% Japanese person releasing a single, I'm sure that the people would listen to the 100% Japanese one. That's just what I get. I think that's what shows. So that might have held Hikaru Utada back, but she is still a massive superstar in this country as well as abroad. CMC, no, Asterism have base noodling as well as, so you'll say, as well. I like base noodling, but base noodling with lead noodling might just be my brain exploding and falling over the floor. Martin, new baby metal person. Oh, you're new. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to catch up with this, you know. Yeah, sorry, I've got to put together all the comments, and I'm like your approach. I'm inclined to have two listed: everything, an objective best and a subjective favourites. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, but I think if I started doing that, I think I'm too self-indulgent posting multiple lists. So I thought I'll just keep it down to like a list that kind of mixes both. Actually, Martin, I know you've written a lot about this. I'm really interested to see your top 5 maybe after I've posted mine. I'd be really interested to see what Martin puts in as his top 5 as well. Because just your perspective, because I think a lot of other people on here, I know which songs they like, but Martin, I don't know which songs are your favorites so much. So I'd be interested to know that one. CMC, we have both types of music here, country and the way you wrote that sounded so sad. Singularitarian, objective requires established metrics and judging by the score. Are you working in Japan, going to school? I am working here. I'm not going to school here. I'm learning Japanese just from online courses and dealing with people directly. But yeah, I've been here for 3 years now. I first came here 12 years ago, but there were visa problems off and on. Wasn't able to stay really. I've been here for 3 years now though, and just wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Love it. I love traveling, but this is the place I always want to come back to every single time. As for your comment about objective and subjective, I do agree. The objective opinions, like I think you can mix objective and subjective. I think you can do that, and I think if you're coming up with a total score, that's a good thing. But luckily, because like I say, I've had experience from making these kind of lists and these judging lists from when I was working doing magazine reviews. So as a result, I kind of have a good system that I employ every time I do this kind of thing, where it gets a good balance of opinion and objective, established musical systems, and I guess what you call facts, musical facts, of what normally works. Again, though, obviously you can't have facts in music because it always will be, the weakest link in the chain, or maybe the strongest link in the chain, depending on how you look at it, is the subjective opinion of the listener. Calamari, that's cool. I like about your reactions in general. Thank you. You put a lot of thought into a review of a song and talk about music in a way that is technical but understandable. I mentioned this one before. I always worry when I talk about music because I don't want to be a incredible bore and like just start talking about overly technical stuff. And to be honest, I'd probably bore myself if I did that, because the technical stuff is the workings. It's like, if someone showed you a really beautiful car, you think about how beautiful that car is to drive. The technical side is interesting if you're interested in technical. There's a lot of people who can enjoy driving that car without knowing how it works. So, I try not to bore people overly with the musical technical stuff, but when it's relevant to giving an understanding of the song, I'll jump into that if I think, okay, well, if I explain this theory, then people will get it. I'm sure there's some people on this channel who know a lot more about it than I do. In all fairness, there's probably some music professors on here who occasionally watch me and go, how simple. So let's have a look. Also, the Japan in motion videos. Yeah, okay, man, believe me, it is all written down. I know I did a bit of a faux pas when I did the Unlucky Morpheus video recently. There are so many things on my list, and I have such a limited amount of time to produce them, and I want to produce them to quality so I don't rush them, that occasionally the separation between a suggestion and the actual fruition of that suggestion is so long that sometimes I forget something important in the notes. So there's so much stuff coming that I'm working towards. Some things occasionally drop from the list if there's just a legitimate reason why I can't get a good reaction out of it, but there's a lot of stuff coming. So believe me, I'm on it. I'm on it. One of my favorites is No Rain, No Rainbow, but I wouldn't put it best of BABYMETAL because it's pretty straight pop rock ballad and not a crazy metal mashup. I'm not going to tell you anything, but I did get quite a lot of points. CMC, a belated congratulations on passing 500 subscribers. I was actually going to congratulate people, but it accelerated so quickly afterwards that I didn't have a chance. It was someone during the South Korea videos, actually. Interesting enough, the first thing that happened after I posted my top 10 video a couple of hours ago, I immediately lost 2 subscribers like that. I think there was 2 people who went straight in and went, you what? No, unsubscribe. I lost a couple of subscribers straight away, but I'm still above 500. Yay! Jean, Shinaringo's Nippon is her worst song ever. Interesting. That's the song I mentioned that I did did a reaction to that a while ago, and I didn't post it because the reaction I didn't like it. I didn't think that I got what I wanted to from it. I was slightly too caught up in the video, and I didn't really review the song properly. But that was one of the very first 3 reactions I did for this channel. The other 2 were posted, and that one wasn't. So interesting point there. But I do want to pick up on more of Sheena Ringo just because she's a legend here. She's well known and for seemingly good reason. That song alone scares me for what we'll do with her Olympics opening. Oh, she's doing the Olympics opening. Oh, that's been confirmed. I didn't know that. She's a part of a team that's organizing it. Oh, okay, she's part of a team organizing it. I still maintained I've got 2 choices for the Olympic song, the Japanese Olympic song. It's either got to be Ayaka just because her voice is insane and it's beautiful, and whatever song they give her, at least it will sound amazing. Or it's got to be Wagaki Band just because it's such a good job on the last Olympics theme tune they did. That was unbelievable. So yeah. Here, Martin, going to have a listen to your list with beers later on. Would have hard job picking a list. I love Sue's solos, but love everything they have done for different reasons. That's a very fair comment. It is difficult. I mean, like I say, this is why my calculations had to contain a mixture of the subjective and the objective, because there's so many things. It's really hard to pick a top list. And yet when I look at my list now, songs 10 to 6, I'm pretty happy with them. Maybe I would shift some things if I was pushed on it, but I'm pretty happy on them. Songs 5 to 1 though, I'm sure I'm good. I know them. I look at them, I go 5 to 1. That's good. That's a good list. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So there's always going to be something that sways your personal opinion, whether it be on what you think is best or what appeals to you most. But I do agree, it's very difficult. And as I say, of the less than 30 songs were eligible for this particular top 10 shootout, and 7 of them got exactly 9 out of 15, which gives you an idea of whether it's, how close it was. Around the midfield of any band, it becomes difficult, because if a song's not noticeably better than normal or noticeably worse than normal, it's very hard to pick it out from the field. But yeah, the overall level, like I say, when their average was about 9 out of 15, that's pretty high. I'm pretty critical in my scoring, if I'm honest with you. Harry, hello, Harry. I really like your Baby Metal reviews. I'd love to see more of your thoughts on Scandal's music. Yeah, I don't know if you've caught up on what we said before. They're very difficult on copyright, but I've heard they've had a lot of changes in their management and the whole system they're working within. So I heard a lot of their copyright got shifted recently. They did get back on my list, but unfortunately my list has been so long with so many suggestions. I do want to listen to Scandal as well, though. I only did one song, The Masterpiece, before, and I enjoyed that. I just kind of liked the whole feel of it. The feel for me was good. I guess it was somewhere between what we've been saying about Bandmade and Silent Siren. It kind of had the pop inflections that kind of make it accessible, like Silent Siren, but it had the rock sort of core to it that brought it closer to Bandmade. So it was an interesting one. I would like to hear more of Scandal, certainly. That's coming up a little bit later. Singletarian subscribing. Thank you, sir. Thank you for subscribing. It does help. I'm really excited when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, because I think I've told you guys before, when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, I get a lot of new features that I can use on the YouTube, which I really want to use to make things better. Like I say, for me, the most important thing is the viewing experience. I just want to make it so it's engaging. I don't want to overdo the live chats. One a week seems fine, but I'm trying to think of maybe doing a different time, bringing more people. I'm just trying to find new ways of making this interesting. We've got new programs coming onto the channel as well, which are going to be really good. I've thought long and hard about things that will be interesting for you guys. I don't want to just bombard you with crap. So I'm really trying to make this the best possible experience for everyone. So thank you so much for subscribing. Anyone who subscribed, I really appreciate it. Lejean, it's hard to listen to No Rain, No Rainbow and not hear the influence of X Japan's Endless Rain. Yeah, I think that's actually quite true. I mean, even the title clearly hints at the influence. This does happen occasionally. I think that's probably a knowing nod. From everything I've heard, it sounds like a knowing nod. It is a really great song, though. It's I think I said during the No Rain, No Rainbow review, it's kind of derivative. It doesn't break any new ground or make you go, but just what it does a fantastic job. CMC might have to do an unofficial Scandal live videos to get around blocking. Yeah, you are right. I have been looking at some techniques. I've found some interesting things that might help me with some of the copyright issues. But one of the main things is I don't want to subvert copyright, because that's how you get copyright strikes. James was talking about some things like mirroring videos. So right becomes left and things like this. And I kind of said to him, even if you don't get caught straight away, it's a really good idea. But the thing is, if you got caught later and they see that you've deliberately edited the video to make it difficult to catch, that's when you get copyright strikes. And I don't want any copyright strikes on the channel, because I want us to have access to all the features. I don't want any problems with YouTube, as difficult as they can be. Because like I say, the main thing is that it's got to be enjoyable for you guys. So I'm looking for ways to do it without being caught off as being said, oh, you're subverting the copyright rules deliberately. You're deliberately trying to get around them. But yes, I'm looking into a lot of things, and Scandal are definitely on the list. I really want to get into them, because they're one of those bands I think we can pump out some really great reactions and get really deep into them. At the moment, obviously, Perfume and Ninganisu are kind of offering a lot of really interesting stuff, and people seem to be really interested in pushing for more, so I'm going to keep on going with them. But I'd like another one of those sort of straighter rock bands as well, to give me some of the normal things that we kind of enjoy. Like Scandal would be great to throw into that mix as well. Jean, I think performers in the Olympics opening could be Wagaki. They don't want AKB. I personally want Naomi Amuro, even X Japan, or just Yoshiri, the drummer, to compose a song for it. Hell, why not Perfume? I think Perfume will definitely be there just because they've got the status now, and because they're so known for their live performances that I think there's going to be no doubt they'll be there. X Japan, it'd be a shame if they didn't have some kind of representation, because they are so representative of the heavier scene. Even if you don't know their music, you know their names. So I think they should have some representation, even if it is just like you say, one member. I know a lot of people like Nami Omura, and they're really pushing for her to come back and do this. Just like I said, it's a personal thing. Unless she really manages to go towards a different style that she maybe had in some of her older music, I don't want to repeat what she did before. AKB have a habit of not being very good at appealing to people who are not already fans. They have a base. So I would be surprised if AKB get there. But I think kind of like X Japan, AKB will have some kind of representation, maybe a member or two, just because people have heard of them so largely. And Wagaki, like I say, even if they're not so famous, I think they, if you look at a foreign audience looking eyes on Japan, and you want to present modern Japan without, because Japan is the only country I can think of that is so massively famous for two totally different stereotypes: an ancient stereotype and a modern stereotype, a historic one and a futuristic one. And the best musical way to sum that up I've ever seen is Wagaki Band. And I just, you could even get Wagaki Band to perform with Miku, the Vocaloid singer. Why not do that? Have a stage thing with Miku performing with Wagaki Band. That would be amazing, because it would just, foreign audiences would tune in and they would get an experience from that. So I think if Wagaki Band are not promoted to being a big part of this, then I think that's a terrible waste. But I do get the fear that the Japanese government might try, or the Japanese organizers might try to pander to Western audiences rather than impress, that's what scares me. Don't do that. I really want them to try and blast everyone with a Japanese experience rather than pandering too much to trying to do what they think Western audiences like. That's what I fear about the whole Olympic opening thing, because it is important for Japan. I mean, look at the effect the Olympics had on London, already a successful city, and it really blew up as a result of that. No disturbing pun intended, by the way. Anyway, let's have a look here. Martin, when you hear a good song, I go on that should be on my list, but have to take one out. So that's the thing. I was going through the songs, drawing up this final list, and there were some songs, and as I was putting them in near the top of the list, I was like, well, that's definitely getting in the top 10. And then when I came back to it, when I got to the bottom of the list, I was like, oh, that didn't make oh, crikey. It is amazing what gets pushed out. Singletarian, No Rainbow, tips hat to X Japan, but melodically aligns more with Tassogara by Duo's Infinity. That's an interesting one, Duo's Infinity. My Love, My Fate by Janice Vidal, also a little in Galnarius. I don't know Galnarius. Okay, that's interesting. I think, to be honest, No Rainbow grabs from so many things. As I said at the time, it grabs a lot from musicals as well, which I think might precede where X Japan got their influence from. That whole theatrical rock thing is very much it's kind of like a rock interpretation of how a lot of musical songs were written back in the 30s. So for me, it kind of feels like a long progression from there, but I definitely get that. Lenny, Soviet music was not really KGB tested, Kremlin approved, brainwashed propaganda like North Korea. The 1980s USSR was crumbling and pop rock music was following Western trends. That in itself might be interesting. Like I say, Lenny, seriously, for this World Tour Wednesday when we do Russia, don't worry so much, because like I said, I definitely have to get one suggestion from you. Don't worry so much about what you think typifies it most. Go for what personally for you, what you personally think that makes me think of my time there, which is a difficult thing to say. But if it's something which is like a Russian version of Western pop music, go for that, because that in itself would be interesting. I really want you to give me your genuine take on that, because like I say, you have a perspective which is so unique here that to not take that would be it'd be a travesty. So I really want to see your honest thing. And like I say, it's really hard to pick it. I don't expect you to get like the greatest thing in the world. Just pick something where you go, yeah, I hear that, I think of that time. That would be, I'd really appreciate that so much. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what it is and getting in the reactions. Lejean, very true as well. And how Koba, BABYMETAL's manager, is a fan of X, so there's influence. Yeah, no, I was not a bad thing. Yeah, I was aware that there was that connection between the two. They, a lot of the people around BABYMETAL were ex-Japan influenced, so I know that has crept down into their writing and into their whole thing. But they have maintained their own identity. But it's nice they've been influenced like that. Harry, No Rain No Rainbow is my second favorite BABYMETAL. My number one is Ijima Dame Zetai. Interesting, very interesting. Yeah, No Rain No Rainbow was, like I say, that was a really interesting one for me to use. Actually, that was a really interesting one for me to listen to. El Camino, fair use. Never heard of any such thing. Copyright bots. You know what? Yeah, I mean, I'll lay out the honest law. Actually, fair use is not actually a legal precedent. Well, it's a legal precedent. It's not a law. There's no such thing as a fair use law. It's a legal precedent because it has been shown in previous court cases that fair use can apply, but it's not a law. There's no country that I'm aware of and that I've read about that actually has a law that says you can use copyright material in a fair use process. It just makes it harder for them to sue you in that case. But when it comes to blocking videos, they have every right to do that because they're not suing you. They're not taking out anything against you. They're just stopping you posting something. So yeah, the copyright bots have right to work on that basis, and it is completely fueled by how the companies, the record companies, I would imagine, register the copyright for their music. So can't really blame YouTube for that. I do put it squarely blaming the record companies because, you know, welcome to the 21st century. If people want to steal your music, they're going to steal it. There's nothing you can do about that. I don't have a problem with you making it difficult, but the bots, like I say, the bots are more than advanced enough that they can hear that the song is being talked over or that not the entire song is played. So when they scrub that out, you're thinking no one's downloading that. You're just being belligerent. So yeah, I kind of agree, but I try to be fair and even-handed and not get too angry about it. Singularitarian. Oh, and by the way, I'll just quickly point out, like I say, Metal for the best part have been great. I'm a bit worried about their new album. I think it's going to have some harder copyright on it. Bandmate have been fantastic. Silent Siren, haven't had a single problem with them. A lot of the big name bands actually have really lenient copyright, which is probably why they're big. So sorry, Singularitarian. Koba openly is influenced by many groups. I'm not surprised. That makes sense. Jean, yeah, I know, but I feel like he's more inspired by X as he most visual bands of today. And then, well, it's obviously anyone involved in music is going to have a lot of inspirations, but I think the ex-Japan one is the one that, from what I've heard, seems to seep down into BABYMETAL most of all. Martin, BABYMETAL for Olympics. Actually, you know what? That's really interesting. I never even thought about that. We didn't even mention that. BABYMETAL would be amazing for the Olympics. You know, like I was saying about Perfume, it's all about the show, isn't it? They've got a fantastic show. Besides, Moa can jump higher and run faster than any of the athletes. Well said. When it comes to if you mean the song, the one, I wouldn't say that. I think it would be a bad choice for a song for the Olympics, if I don't mind being a bit contentious here, because everything in the Olympics, unless it was the closing ceremony, but even then, it's like a love letter to their fans. You can't really play it to everyone. The problem is it's too slow and it's too long. If they were going to play, they'd need something which was anthemic, which would appeal to a lot of people straight off the bat. Or maybe if they were involved in some sort of medley. I know they do this sometimes with Olympic opening ceremonies, which is fantastic. They did this brilliantly in London, where you have a band play part of a song and then it cuts into another band and just the show keeps on rolling on. So maybe you could have something calm, like an Ame Amuro, and then just suddenly it bursts into goes off beat and bursts into a BABYMETAL song, that kind of thing. But I think performing the entire version of the one at the Olympics, which is what I'm going to assume you're saying there, would be anthemic, but I think it would also be quite alienating for a lot of the audience. So BABYMETAL definitely the one I would say no to. That's just my opinion. Opening ceremony should be Broken by the Scream. CMC, if Broken by the Scream play at the opening ceremony, I think they might terrify a lot of people. I think that's too much. John, why not BABYMETAL play IDZ Amara runs 100 meters in the open? But they have to put out the hurdles because she has to jump over the hurdles. Lenny, Hatsune Miku, I always forget it's Hatsune. Hatsune Miku performed with Kodo. I don't know Kodo. Is that an abbreviation? Let me know. Singletarian Japan can either wow the Olympic audience or do the usual Olympic thing and bore us. I hope, like Korea, they do the latter with BABYMETAL and all 200 members of AKB. Yeah, so everyone thinks, oh, the countries are coming out and parading around. Oh, no, it's AKB. Kodo's traditional drum ensemble. Thank you for that, Lenny. That definitely sounds worth actually checking out. So let me quickly write that down. So I'm still replying to Singletarian, but now you've written that. That sounds so awesome. I've got to write. So I closed the damn WordPad thing again. Come back. I need to write in you. There we go. It's all written down now. That's the worst accent I've ever impersonated. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So you were mentioning. I hope that BABYMETAL. Sorry, I hope that the Japanese Olympics is clever enough to balance it. You know, occasionally, go for normal and then throw in something freaky. You know, show that as a country they have the ability to produce things that are incredibly mainstream and catchy. I mean, Japan's famous for producing worldwide trends. I mean, not just like Pokemon and stuff. You know, they're just really good at promoting worldwide trends. So doing a little bit of that and then throwing in something absolutely insane to mix it up. And if it's done in that context, it will be accessible for everyone. It will open a lot of minds and a lot of eyes. So I do kind of agree with you there. Lejean, the Olympics Committee, or at least that's what I heard, 100% don't be in the opening ceremony. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. I know there was that whole thing where they did a really disappointing Asian show where they were with other artists from other countries and they got in a lot of talk down for just being disappointing, which is a shame. But anyway, actually, you're kind of right about the musical influence on No Rain. Yeah, classical, well, isn't it? Sorry, Lejean. Yeah, we were talking about No Rain, No Rainbow. Musicals are based on classical, I guess, in a way. They grow up from that. So I guess it all kind of goes back to classical. It just depends on where you stop the line and say that's the influence I want to take. Lenny kind of performed with Isao Tomita, godfather of Japanese electronic synthesizer music. So I might as well just check out some Kodo then. They just sound like they do a lot of interesting stuff. Riffraff, sorry, I've got to go quite quick to catch up here. Riffraff, so how many bands have blown up worldwide because of channels like yours? The record companies are shooting themselves in the foot, blocking them. Yeah, I've been saying this from the beginning, man, and I totally agree with you 100%. You know, no one's going to steal your music off of a reaction channel. All they're going to, it's like a demo. It's the best form of a demo. Has someone talking on it. It's like, you can get someone who can actually go, wow, that song's great. And look, other people like it, but without getting the song. Record companies are thick if they don't understand that. It's 21st century. Wake up. Okay, yeah, and it's easy to see why they would want to keep their fair use arbitrary like that. It keeps the legal ball in their court. I think it's just more that it's, again, I agree with you in essence. It's very hard to write a law for fair usage. I like I said, I 50% agree and 50% I kind of got to come down on the side of saying, well, yeah, you can't make a fair usage law. It's just too complicated because then you open it up to a series of other legal precedents because there'll be court cases based on that. And then based on what happens with those court cases, you get further precedents. So it's kind of easier for the courts internationally to leave it in a position where the precedent is simply that fair usage exists, but that it doesn't destroy copyright. So, because once you give an actual fair use law, it becomes very difficult to draw a line on that. So I do understand, but like I said, I agree as well that I'm sure they're really giggling and running all the way to the bank knowing that they've got that line of protection. Lenny, does anyone know if Dark Knight Carnival and Download 2018 are online yet? I don't know, but the Japanese, I think it's the Fuji, or is it Rock in Japan? One of them is playing live on YouTube today. Certainly we'll hear in Japan it is. I don't know if you can see it elsewhere in the world. Jean, how about maybe Def then? Well, Martin, when you say how about BABYMETAL's Def, I guess that depends on if you're asking me if it's in the top 10, which I can't answer. Hey, Scanner used to be under Epic Records. At the beginning of this year, they started their own private label. That's probably why. I will check that out. I hope they got new songs under their label. I'd love to pick them up under that pretense because it would be good and it'd be nice for them as well to have some online responses. So I'll keep my eye open for that. Thank you. Zimph, how about BABYMETAL performing Megatsuni with a Gaki band backing them? Ooh. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Mono, have you seen Moa jump? I think she could totally take those hurdles. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I'm giving her hurdles just to show off. That's all she's got. She's just there for her to show off. The Jean Lenny, I know where you can watch it, but it's not exactly legal. It's okay. We're all friends here. This is like the speakeasy of illegal music. I didn't say that. A bot's gonna delete me now. I'm not an AKB fan, but they are unique. Yeah, I agree with you, Singletarian. I'm not. I don't like the way that AKB works. I think even if you're going to have that kind of promoting members system, it needs to be smaller, like with Morning Musume. So at least you know who the members are. But there's so many members you don't know who they are in AKB, and it's just, you listen to the songs. There's not 200 girls singing, and even if it's a subunit of AKB, there's more people in the video than there are singing. And it's now developed to the point where they're so big and there's so many members that the actual talent level has dropped to just basically being a pretty idol or a cutesy idol. So I'm not a big AKB fan myself, but it's not to say they haven't got some good songs. They've got some songs where I go, oh, it's okay. But yeah, I kind of don't want them representing Japan, but they're already bloody famous. Lenny, yes, please. Okay. Takamino, speaking of AKB, Moa totally felt up Takamino. True story. Really? That's a true story that I think we need to see a video of. Calamari, they need to have a good balance of traditional modernism in the opening so that it's the best representative country. Yeah, I agree. Again, it's just such a unique country and it's famous so much for think of samurais, ninjas, tea ceremonies, Japanese gardens, and at the same time they think of like anime, AKB, electronic shops and stuff like that, and technology as a general. So it's a country that has two massively different stereotypes. It can embrace them, and that's what it should be. That's what the opening ceremony should be. It should be the best of both. Lejean, I'll link CMC. If you monetize the video, then no. If you are not, then leave it alone. Nice and simple. CMC, I agree. No, I agree. And like I say, I don't have any sympathy for any of the groups who block us. Like I say, with the Love Bites videos, I was really sad. I really wanted to get into listening to more Love Bites, that we got blocked a lot by them. And, I left a rather straight out message. That was one of the early ones we did on this channel. I left a rather straight message explaining my dissatisfaction during one of the videos at the fact we had to skip the song. And some people disliked it, but most people were quite supportive of it. And I think the point basically comes down to I'm not monetizing it. I'm not getting anything from it. No one's stealing the song from it. So what's your problem? But, like I say, trying to be reasonable, is their legal property. They have the legal right. If they want to be, they're still dicks. But if they want to be dicks about it, they have the right to be dicks. They're still dicks. That's my point. I didn't expect to say dicks so many times in this live stream. So, Takamina, seen it. Still don't know how to feel about it. Love Moa and Takamina, so seeing those two on screen is like Martin Metal, no Olympics again. Martin, sorry, we're having this fluid conversation that I keep on breaking up, so I have to go back and what are we talking about? Okay, sorry, yeah, because you said once again. Again, I think the problem with Def is it's so long. But do you know what? I would love to see the bit with her on the cross just at the Olympics. I would love to see that. I'd love to see them do the cross bit. Maybe just skip through the whole song and go straight to the cross bit, and that's it. That's, for people, uninitiated people. Oh, what's Baby Metal? Baby Metal was in the opening. Oh, why are they nailing that girl to a cross? That would be worth it. In Japan, there is association called Recording Industry. Yeah, Association in Japan. It's for world-minded people that block all band-made reaction videos. Yes. They're assholes. But like I say, I need to be honest. I worked in a legal office years ago, and I worked in. I worked in a record company in Japan, so I am familiar with the legal precedent on a lot of these things. And if we're just talking black and white, they do have the right to do these things. But as I say, it doesn't do them any good. It doesn't do us any good, and it is basically a dick move. But if they want to do it, they have the legal right, which is why I don't push back particularly hard. because I don't want strikes against this channel. We run this channel, we get so many songs that the record companies do let us listen to by so many great bands that I want to focus on that. And if we're not allowed to listen to bands, blame the record company. Megatsune at the Olympics, that'd be an interesting one actually. Yeah, I still think Megatsune with Wagaki band in the background, awesome suggestion. Lenny, did you attend the hometown festival at Tokyo Dome in January? Caramel at Tokyo Dome? No, I didn't. No. I would have loved to have seen Caramel live. If you don't know who Caramel are, either check it out now or wait, because I am going to do some Caramel on this channel. But oh man, Caramel at the Olympics. Caramel at the Olympics. That's what we're talking about. John, I'm sure that's where the concept of Oshiman started. Too many members, so they want you to focus on one you love. Yeah, I agree. I think you simply worded it there, and I think we can basically agree on that. It's just stupid, really. It descends away from being music. That's my big problem with it. Nothing against the girls; they're just trying to get an opportunity in life, and they're so young that you can't blame them for trying to get ahead before they become adults. But yeah, to me, it's not what music's about. Stuff like Morning Musume, where it's much smaller. I think they're still a small group, I believe. That I can deal with more because it's got all those silly, weird systems in it. But basically, you can see the members. Everyone knows who all the members are. So you pick a favorite. It's not like going through a catalog of 200 girls. Lenny, on a cross in a flying pyramid. Yes. The pyramid being raised, hauled up by the members of Perfume. Them and their pyramids, man. They're definitely running the Olympics. Martin, coming up on the Olympic symbol. Yeah. Okimino, it was on a show called Mujak when some of Sakuragakun were on as guests of Takamina. I was a guest host. Just do a YouTube for. I know I will. I'll YouTube that, but it sounds unusual. Okimina, interesting video, honest review, 10 out of 10, recommend sort of. Zim, Minami-tan, Oshiri. Moving on. More of an affection trolling than a groping. But, well, we're just getting straight into ass touching here, aren't we? Zim, Takamina runs away. My turn, pursue. I don't watch this video, but I'm doing a live stream, so I'll comment on it afterwards. Maybe I'll do that as a reaction. Moa touches up the reaction. I think Road to Resistance at the Olympics would be best. Such an anthemic, powerful piece. They could really rock that stadium. I think, though, you do have to accept that I agree, but when they're doing songs for the Olympics, you have to remember that each group has a limited amount of time. I'm assuming, certainly at the Japanese opening ceremony, they're going to want to get so many things in that a lot of it's going to be medleys. And, like large sort of performances by military or anything, or like large groups of people in the stadium with a mixture of music to help it move along. So I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of medleys, groups coming in and not even playing a whole song. So a full-on song, I think we'd be very lucky to get that from BABYMETAL. Yes, Funashi is ambassador of Japan. He is. Funashi is ambassador of Japan and the ambassador for Pairs as well. All right, guys. This has been a real pleasure. It's coming up to 2. Well, it's past 2 hours. I'm thinking of wrapping this one up now. Like I say, the 2 main things I wanted to talk about. It's been really great. I'm really loving that more and more people come in and check these out every time. But 2 things I want to take you to take away from this. Obviously, we've got the Russia special coming up. World Tour Wednesdays. Russia is the next one, and you guys have been really, really helpful with World Tour Wednesdays. Lenny, I definitely want you to give me a suggestion for that. So yeah, World Tour Wednesdays, Russia coming up this week. And next Saturday, the numbers 5 to 1 of my, I'm sure, deeply disagreeable, not BABYMETAL top 10. Like I said, I can't say enough. I really appreciate how you guys have been so supportive. There is a lot of new stuff coming up on the channel. A lot of things you guys have been waiting for a while are still coming. But it was this BABYMETAL top 10. I really wanted to get this out of the way before I could move a lot of things on. And we've had all the problems recently with the computer and the Korean incident. I'm starting to think in the next couple of months we're going to be able to really amp up this channel. But all the things that you still like, well, I hope you like, are still going to be here. Still going to be here. I'm not getting rid of any of the core principles. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to add some things that I can add without putting too much pressure on myself. And just, going to do things that I know you guys enjoy, and some things that will, this is what I've said before, I'm going to get some stuff that I know you guys enjoy, and I'm going to try and bring in new things that you guys don't know or don't expect as well. Try and get a nice mix of things. Could be listening to a few more album reviews, because that's really great for some of those artists that you guys really like. I think a lot of great songs are trapped on albums that people don't get to hear. And I know that it didn't get many views, but I really loved how you guys got into that track by track of the Silent Siren album, which is a couple more tracks to post from that. I really loved how a lot of you guys who wouldn't normally listen to them got into them, and some songs like Lovin' still really appeal to a lot of people. So I'm really just loving the reaction we're getting to the channel right now, and that the regulars are still here, and it's doing great. So just as always, thank you so much for keeping on top of it. The one thing that you will know is that every week we will have our World Tour Wednesdays. Sometimes I might skip it if there's a real reason, but I'll try and do that every single week. World Tour Wednesdays now is going to involve me, James, and hopefully soon Bubbles as well, so that we've got like a real panel of people addressing the music from the country. And on top of that, obviously, we've got the Saturday live streams every Saturday night. We'll keep on doing them, and hopefully posting some of these top 10s on the weekends as well. You know what's coming up next weekend. So thanks very much. Let's just quickly read these last few comments before we start to round this one all up. Can't wait to see it. Thank you, Calamari. Is releasing a weekly schedule. Too much to ask for. Lejean, this has come up. I can't see the emoji you posted. It's coming up as a square, so I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, or if you're actually wanting that. I mentioned that when I did a channel update a few months ago, and a lot of people said that they didn't so much want the weekly schedule. They just kind of wanted a consistency and pace, and I kind of agreed with that. It is difficult to do a weekly schedule as well, because I don't know, if there's so many videos that I have to put out per day that if something trips me up, an entire day's schedule can be moved, and I have to like reallocate the next week to make sure we got the right amount of draw per day. So it is difficult, but the big pointers, I will try and mention them so you know the big videos that are coming out each week at very least. CMC, and notification when the live stream is happening, please. The live streams should be around about the same time every Saturday. I know there's sometimes an hour earlier or an hour later, but given that it's 2 hours long in total, hopefully that won't throw anyone off too much. It should usually be midnight on Saturday night every Saturday. Deduct time for your location. Lenny, I like being surprised. That's always a good thing for you then here. And thank you for the video. Okay, no problem. Like I say, I really appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying it, that's all the reason we need to keep on going. So thank you very much. Honestly, thank you very much for that. And thank you for joining the chat as well. Really great to see you here. Harry, I know you reacted to Karen Girls Over the Future. Now I'd love to see you react to the Baby Metal cover. Yeah, that's one of the ones I was talking about, that I want to try and get that done before Metal Galaxy comes out. It's on my radar. Don't worry at all. Jean, weird. I got a notification. It was just looking at my phone. Yeah, notifications are weird. Fair enough. That's reasonable. CMC, favoritism. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you this. I've told you this so many times. There's no favoritism on this channel. We never do any form of favoritism. Favoritism doesn't happen here. There's no favoritism. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. It's been great chatting to you. I'm going to wrap this one up now, and I'm going to go and relax. I'm so tired. I'm really knackered. Sorry if I've been really talking weirdly and off topic today, but I'm shattered. I really am. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, like I say again, that I started this live stream an hour earlier than normal, but I'm hoping I picked up everyone who joined us halfway through at the time I said I was going to start it. We've run for a good an hour and 20 after when I said it was going to be. But thank you so much, Riff Raff. Thank you, Martin Metal, CMC, Lejean, everyone here, Harriet, El Camino, you and Lenny. You guys know who you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to finish this one now. Thank you for this. And like I say, we'll be back next week for another one of these live streams after the top 5 comes out. And obviously, there'll be plenty more videos. Get in contact. Drop us anything you want in regards to the World Tour Wednesday from Russia. And feel free to email us at thebackerreview@gmail.com. if you want to send us anything directly. Obviously, try and keep the, I'm writing that in the comments now, try to keep the flow to that email as under control as possible. But But until then, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, it's a ciao and a ciao. Ciao, ciao.